know you have been bam and blessed. We are. It's the monthly Wrestle Rap, and it's supposed to be monthly, but now it's nearly the middle of April, which means we have to talk about March and WrestleMania and AEW Revolution and ROH Supercard of Honor and everything in between. So, all in an hour and a half. This is gonna be fun. We have, of course, the beautifully had Alan. Say hi, Alan.
Hello.
There we have the one with the great glasses, Danny, who shows his face this month for the first time. Say hi, Danny.
I'm about to unface reveal now.
And we also have Super Kick Club, Philbert. Hello. So,
Hello.
um, we all have different reputations in terms of being wrestling fans, but Philbert might be the closest one because I'll repeat what he said before. If you don't mind me sharing it, Philbert.
Sure, sure. I
Yeah,
don't mind.
he has been chopped by Emi Sakura, Chris Eagles, and Chris Masters. Wait, and is it
Robbie
Chris Eagles?
Eagles.
Bobby Eagles, sorry, and
Robbie.
Robbie Eagles, sorry. Yeah, shows how smart I am with wrestling. He watches a lot of the Malaysian wrestling scene, which I only found out was a thing 2-3 years ago, and I've not seen it yet. So he brings in a different perspective than us smarks, as we call it. Right, I have a list here, and it was originally a list of 25 that I've cut down to I don't know how many. Let's start with everyone's favorite childhood promotion, the WWE. It had a pretty interesting 6 weeks, hasn't it? With Balor winning the US Championship, Ricochet being international champion, and Dolph Ziggler and Braun Breaker fighting it out for the NXT Championship. Let's start with Alan. Your thoughts on this? That they're finally using people we like.
They're finally using it, but I'm still kind of sad that they didn't utilize them at WrestleMania.
That's a good point. None of them appeared at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Closest one was probably Braun Breaker inducting his dad and uncle in the Hall of Fame. He can go on the mic. I'm like, whoa.
Give me a
You-
fucking mic. Fucking Dominic.
He can
So-
really go on the mic. Danny, your thoughts?
My thoughts. I mean, Balor. I mean, the thing is, Balor should have been Universal Championship a long time ago. Unfortunately, that whole shenanigans with Roman Reigns happened. But hey, he's U.S. champion now. But he didn't really get the good side of the deal when he didn't get featured in WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually wondering why didn't they put him at WrestleMania? And I guess my questions were kind of answered when turns out that Damian Priest and Edge are forming a new stable of some sort. So
I mean,
I guess that's one because previously Damian Priest and Finn Balor were in a feud for the US Championship, but I guess that's finished for now, and now Finn's just doing whatever, and now Damian Priest is the one getting pushed with Edge. As for Ricochet, I mean, like, let's be honest, like Ricochet is talented. He needs a little bit of character work, but they should have put him on WrestleMania, at least in the pre-show or something. Like to the point that they don't even get featured at all is just stupid. You make you like okay, here's the thing. WrestleMania as a whole, minus some matches like Charlotte Ronda and
okay, pause.
Roman and
Then
Brock.
Danny, we're gonna jump into
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
yeah, yeah, no, no, yeah, yeah, no, no. I'm not gonna go into it like in detail, but yeah, the whole show as a whole was great. But couldn't they just like, I don't know. There was some spot like the New Day Sheamus match. Like,
Yeah.
why we didn't need that? We could have had at least one of the title matches for the IC or the US title in there.
Uh,
But yeah, this it's just disappointing overall with how little they care about the mid card titles. As for Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler though, that's going pretty well actually. I'm hoping that they treat Braun Breaker right. Otherwise, we're gonna have a Scott Steiner situation,
yep.
and yeah, I don't think we want that.
What about
Well,
you? What about you, Philbert?
Alright, regarding the mid card titles, like Ricochet's win did not feel like Ricochet's win. but it felt like it was used to further like Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn's rivalry.
Mm,
Yeah,
It
that
felt
is
like Johnny
true.
Knoxville's win.
agreed,
Yeah,
agreed.
I forgot about that actually.
yeah. And
Oh God.
also like after that, Ricochet had like back-to-back losses to Angel and Humberto. I'm not gonna say their second name because now they only have one name. Yeah,
WWE with their names.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you guys see what I posted yesterday? A quick tangent. Was it yesterday or the day before with Ludwig clause? That's gonna be
Oh yeah,
uh, uh
Oh yeah,
Marcel Barthel got
is
his name
not
changed to Ludwig Kaiser,
yeah.
uh,
Kaiser,
yeah,
however
so
it is.
clause. So
Ludwig
it's
Kaiser.
first they go Gunter Stark, Nazi McU-boat face. Complain. Oh, okay. Let's dig in deeper and make it worse. Why? Why?
It's not. It's not Ludwig Claus. It's Ludwig Kaiser. I think.
Oh, sorry,
Like,
sorry.
I mean, okay, Ludwig Kaiser still sounds cool, but Marcel Barthel though, like, come on, that just rolls off the tongue so well.
No, it was already
Marcel Barthel.
no, it was originally Louis Claus, and then there was complaints, and then they actually Googled it before.
At
So
least they
Philbert,
didn't make the mistake of just going through with it.
yeah. So Philbert, sorry, what you were saying?
Yeah, just basically like Ricochet's win is not his win.
Mm-hmm.
And regarding the US title with Finn Balor, it's pretty mid to be honest. Like he's not being used like in other people's feud. It felt like his win, but come on, do more with it. It's Finn Balor.
He's
Do
he's
more.
he's the original Bullet Club member.
Yeah,
He was the
exactly.
first Universal Championship,
Yeah.
and one shoulder injury, and they said, nah, he's unreliable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Seth, first off, Seth injured him. That wasn't even his fault. Second of all, like Vince is so fickle with the people he trusts. Oh, you got injured. All right, no more title shots for you. You're
Yep.
not worth it anymore. Like I didn't they're human beings, man. Have some like decency at the very least.
But yeah, my personal opinion is yes, these three are great because they are people I've this for. Well, I'm not counting Braun because Braun is new. It's great for us to see new people being pushed. But let's face it, Bella, Ricochet, and Dolph are great. They've been great for years. They've been reliable. Sure, injured. Anybody gets injured. Everybody gets injured. But the point of the matter is these guys should be higher than they are for me, in my opinion. Because how many times can you do Roman versus Brock or Roman versus Cody until you run out of options, right? I mean, yes, there's steel cages. There's bucket ladder matches. There's Paul Heyman on a pole. I would love to see Paul Heyman on a pole. That would be a great match on the shark cage. But
Not a please, we don't need another Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. We already had that once. Let's not create another sequel.
I would. That would be hilarious though. that I just prophesized the next three WrestleManias main events.
Oh no.
But yeah,
Paul Heyman's early standing on top of the fork. He's like, my tribal chief,
my
tribal
save me,
Please
technology.
stop giving Vince ideas. He's probably watching this like later on.
Why he doesn't sleep?
Thankfully, Vince McMahon isn't Vince Russo, so we're kind of good on that.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, Kevin Dunn might watch this because he might have discovered YouTube. That's why he got Logan Paul on there.
Speaking of Logan Paul,
Well, okay. Moving on. Taker in the Hall of Fame. We talked about this a bit last month. What do you guys watch the speech?
yes, kinda.
Sort
Kinda.
of.
Feel it?
All right. So what I'm gonna say is that Taker's speech, like people complain it was too long. But if you like, there's some info about how Taker originally had 5 points to say, not three. So it was supposed to be longer, but it got cut short. I was a fan of Taker's speech. Like it was really nice to see him, like because you don't see him break character often. So that was
Yeah,
refreshing. Yeah.
Mhm.
If it was any other wrestler like having like a 1 hour speech, like no, I'm just gonna forward. I'm just gonna skim
Ric
through it.
Flair. Has this
Oh
all
my god,
big
no,
discussion?
please.
Until Triple H got heat for asking Ric Flair to leave, and it was his job. He was told to do it. Anyway, Philbert, continue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, no worries. So basically, yeah, it's kind of refreshing to see like Taker like come clean about his career, talk about backstage stuff. talk about the BSK. Like I'm
Mm.
sure like many fans like don't know about that, like casual fans. It's nice
Rest
to
in
see like
peace,
Taker
Yokozuna.
like yeah.
Danny.
I mean, first off, he's the main inductee, and people are complaining that his speech is too long. I mean, yeah, like we could have had another Ric Flair moment, but the guy has been wrestling since 19 something all the way up until um the start of pandemic basically, and he retired in that Boneyard match against AJ Styles, which is still a pretty cool cinematic match. That's probably the best way they could have. Well, one of the best ways they could have sent off Undertaker into his retirement. So I have no complaints about his speech being very long. In fact, I would have just sat there for 5 hours just listening to him. We don't get like again like Phil said, um we don't get to hear Taker talk like a normal human being. We don't get to hear him talk like a lecturer or like a speech not speech like a
Like a
uh
person. Like a person.
yeah, basically. It's like give the man a chance to actually talk what he wants to say. He wants to express his gratitude and make sure that everyone is thanked for and everyone feels appreciated for the things that they've done to help make Taker's career to what it is now. So again, like it was well deserved. It was definitely an emotional moment and like all around and it was definitely surreal seeing Undertaker showing like emotions. Yeah, like as in like it's a real to see Taker like crying and like teared up and everything. And oh yeah, about like at the end of his speech when he put on his robe and everything, he goes from being Mark Calloway just smoothly transitioning into the Undertaker. Like that was the best slipping into character moment I've seen. You just see him put on the robe, but you don't see the guy anymore. You see the Undertaker himself. It was just amazing all around. The Hall of Fame, his Hall of Fame induction definitely well deserved. He definitely deserves it after putting his body through the line for like how many years at this point. Still kind of salty
Generations.
about, still kind of salty that he lost his streak to Lesnar, but whatever.
What about you,
Had
Alan?
look,
So I didn't see the full speech. I just saw the tail end where he basically teases that he might not be as done as he says he is, which
please
yeah.
no, please no.
I mean, yeah, I don't want him to continue if he can't like go. It's interesting though, but I mean, all in all, he deserves it. He put in all the work from when he started to when he ended it. Highs and lows, good and bad. But he's definitely the one person that's been the most loyal to the company. So this is definitely a big moment for him. So to say that, uh, actually, yeah, here's a question: technically, how long was his speech?
It was about when I was watching it on the streaming service called Pirate Bay. It was about when he started, when he got on, it was about 55 minutes to the end of the
Yeah.
video. Yeah.
Okay,
So it was a long time.
it was long. Wait, did that include his whole walk to the
Yeah.
podium? Or oh
From the
no,
moment it went dung, that from that
Yeah.
all the way,
okay.
and then
And then he
about
starts talking.
20 minutes of people marking out and him just keeping quiet, which was great.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, no, I
like,
That
got
was
that.
wonderful.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
That's
so
really
yeah,
good. Okay.
Alan, you were saying?
So I mean, I can't really say much about the speech because I didn't listen to it. I just heard the tail end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say, like, if anything, he deserves an hour. Like, an hour is fine for him because of all the amount of work that he put in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I just think he deserves it.
So do you guys notice that he was wearing all three of you, he was wearing a
Yeah,
birthmark?
yeah. He was wearing one of those things.
Yeah.
I heard that it was because it was to allow him to like move around
Yeah.
while he
But
was
Mm.
talking.
this is also a dry run for his next stage of the career. And I'm not joking here. I'm not surprised. Motivational speaking.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Good thing for him.
if the Undertaker came up to me and said, "You're better than this. You can do better.
I would.
Hey, you're the best," I would fully feel motivated.
But yeah, Phil, but you were saying, sorry?
Yeah, like that would really fit into his character. Like, he's been through a lot.
Yep.
So he definitely works as a motivational speaker. Like we've seen generations of Undertaker. Hearing like 1 hour of Mark Calloway,
Yep.
really motivating, inspiring. So
Exactly.
imagine what he can do like moving on.
But that's also because I'm using my day job here. The way he walked, the way he talked, the way he viewed every single audience member is the number one rule of Toastmasters and public speaking 101, right? And if you notice that everybody else talked on the mic, he was talking everywhere, which is again motivational speaking. So I wouldn't be surprised. I just hope that it's something that he's doing rather than what WWE is doing because
He's
there are
taking
there are
he's taking notes. Sorry, he's taking notes out of Kane's book with when it comes to like speaking or whatnot.
as long as it's not Ultimate Warrior, please.
Oh yeah.
I know that Taker is right wing and he's politically very different than I am,
We don't
but
talk about politics here, so
we do a
let's leave it
bit.
at that.
We do a bit to make a point. Now he's very different than I am, but he's not as nuts as Ultimate Warrior. I assume he was not gonna go this that this that this that. You go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Anyway, yeah. Congratulations, Undertaker. I believe from all of us, we are all really happy for you. The first time I saw Undertaker was when he was trying to get married to Stephanie McMahon while she was dating Tess. So that was a long time ago. I am very old. I'm feeling my age now. Scott
Uh,
Hall, the late great
uh,
Scott Hall.
Uh,
Let's
God
start with
rest his soul.
let's
yeah,
start with
God
Dan.
bless his soul,
Let's start
man.
with Danny. Go ahead. Scott Hall.
Uh, well, to put it simply, bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
Hmm.
And the guy, that guy, I really wish that what he okay, was he he was inducted into the Hall of Fame before, right?
He's a
As
Like
part
under
of the
the
I
yeah.
NWO.
I can't
yeah,
believe
NWO,
if
yeah.
I believe he's a double
Oh,
inductee or a
Yeah.
yeah.
triple
I think it's
inductee.
double. I think it's
Du-
double.
double,
He's
double. Who's a triple
came
I mean,
in.
inductee? Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, I believe.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
I
Wait, that's a good question.
Ric Flair has been inducted under the Four Horsemen and under himself.
So I believe Ric Flair is competing. What will he get more of? Hall of Fame rings or divorces?
All right, that was yeah, that's a great way to segue into Scott Hall's induction.
Fuck.
Anyways,
Anyway,
I
Danny, go ahead.
agree.
but yeah, man, when I first when I first heard about his when he got admitted in the hospital, and then like just seeing Kevin Nash just emotionally posting about his best friend being in critical condition, and it hit hard in here, man. Like you don't see big man Kevin Nash be this emotional, unless it's something that is really near and dear to him. And
Mm-hmm.
Scott Hall's been his ride and die for like how many years at this point. He's also been there for him when Scott Hall was at his lowest. And we all know that Scott Hall is a great human being. I think out of everyone in the clique,
Yep.
he probably is the least
Of a dick.
the he's the least
You're not allowed to
a dick.
curse this month, so I curse for you. He's the least of a dick.
But yeah, like man, like dude, like Scott Hall, like I looked online, like everyone's experience with him when meeting with him at like fan events and all that stuff. He's a cool guy, man. The guy like is really outgoing. He talks to people. He's just yeah, he's a cool guy. He might be a bad guy, but he's a cool guy. And um for the most part, I wish that he was still here though. Like he went through all of that, going through yoga, beating his addiction to his life taken away because of surgery complications, man. Life is cruel, man. Like all of us here definitely wished and like hoped to make sure that Scott Hall was living his best years after wrestling, especially with his like problems and issues. And like much thanks to Diamond Dallas Page for bringing him back into shape. As him, Scott Hall, and Jake the Snake Roberts especially.
He's
But
DDP saved Jericho's career because for a while he
yeah,
just did yoga.
yeah,
He-
and look at Jericho now. Like his physique looks amazing. But
Mhm.
yeah, back to Scott Hall. Well deserved induction. I just wish that he was still here with us, to be
Wait,
honest.
wait, this is
Like
the induction?
wait,
He's
wait,
dead,
wait.
you mean?
No, whatever. I don't know, whatever. I was still like, I just wish he was still here with us, man.
If you want, I'll cut that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
It's okay, it happens, it happens. All right,
Happens,
Philbert.
All right, so Scott Hall. Yeah. Basically, after like Kevin Nash like released that post, he posted that. Like usually, like let's say like dying like wrestlers, when they posted some stuff online, it's basically like, okay, I don't know how this is going to go, so it leaves us with suspense, right?
Yep.
But Kevin Nash said, when his family comes, we're going to end life support. Okay, so you know it's going to happen. So the
Yeah.
thought process is different. You're not like you're not praying like, okay, please beat it. Like you know they're going to end it. The family agreed to end it. So it's like, okay, this is gonna hit hard.
Yeah,
It,
when I
yeah.
saw that, I went, oh
Oh.
god, oh no.
Yeah, it's like a
I
different
was
thought process.
I was like I was like
Mm.
praying. I was like, please, God, please fight this, please. You're strong, man.
Yeah, and also the best part is like some wrestlers you see online, they'll have some bad like what he said earlier, like there's some bad stories of them.
Yep,
Like, okay, Scott Hall's character is a douchebag, right?
yep,
A bad
Yeah.
guy. But he knows how to separate the character from the man. Man is
exactly,
wholesome.
exactly.
He doesn't like shit on people and use excuse like, oh, I'm just sticking in my character. No. No. He's being a good guy. He's a good bad guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I should also mention that Bret Hart has the least beef with Scott Hall, so you know Scott Hall's a
He's
good
nice
guy.
Ah.
guy.
And
Yeah.
also, the only other person that has this much good things said about them post mortem is bro John Huber.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that and
And
just all around, just those two great human beings. John Huber had a lot going for him too.
well,
Just
okay,
yeah.
Alan. About the late great Reza Ramon.
Hey, this. Sadly, I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of Razor Ramon slash Scott Hall. Like I know his character. I know what he's about. I know about his difficult times. I've seen a lot of uh wrestling with regrets. Like talk like every time I see him do like certain shows, he's kind of there and he doesn't look so good, which is very sad to
Sad.
see. But yeah, from like just the towards the end, like with I think it was with Danny and Matt, they talked about how he was like one of the nicer person of his group, you could say. Um, since I don't really have much to say, I'll just say that all in all, sad to see someone nice pass away. Forever remembered, never forgotten.
I'm just gonna say, I didn't know much about Scott Hall or Razor Ramon. I started watching wrestling when it started being fully shown here with Raw and SmackDown. By that time he was already in WCW and WCW wasn't shown here, so I didn't really know much about it. But throughout the years, I got to see things like his ladder match with Shawn Michaels, and um, he is an expert. If I believe this right, at the quick roll up, not giving the quick roll up, getting this quick roll up, because he would always put people over by letting them give him a quick roll up, and his reactions were great, and that was a great thing. I'm like, this guy gives back. This guy really does give back, and I'm like, okay, he is an he is an awesome he is an awesome wrestling legend, the least dickish of the clique. Sadly, during the pandemic, he was alone and he fell off the wagon, according to stories, which is really sad. And that's probably push his passing a bit further away. But even then, he was still such a nice guy. And yeah, rest in peace, Scott Hall. We hope there's more people like you. Rest in peace. All right. Now on to before we talk about before that, sorry. One more big story about click wrestler. Triple H retires. I'm gonna start this one. Now, Triple H, I'm gonna say this. As a wrestler, not my favorite, but really good. Okay? As a backstage politician, I was not a fan. I was not a fan. He tried to bury a lot of people when he was active, when he was on top, and during the twilight of his years, especially with Punk. As the head of NXT, I love him. Mwah. The NXT 2.0 is good. is not as great as it was, right? I absolutely adore him as a WWE executive, and to see that to see it was a really dickish move that when he got those heart problems, the first thing they did was go, here you go, Kevin Dunn, Nick Khan, have fun with NXT. Samoa Joe's gone, William Regal's gone, everybody's gone. The only good person who should have left was Greg Woods, but that's a different story. But yeah, he left. So I'm glad he's back. Let's hope that he finds a way to get back into NXT now that Shawn Michaels is the one running it. Work it and start molding it into something great again. Imagine if Punk came in later into NXT. I think that I feel that they wouldn't. Punk and Triple H wouldn't have been as toxic as they were when Punk was there. I truly believe so. Uh all right, let's start with Alan. Triple H retiring.
Mm. Same. He was a. I mean, well, yeah. I grew up in I was born in 1995, so I kind of was there for a lot of Hunter's career.
Mhm.
Um, the fact that he was able to go on, his and for lack of a better example, like the Undertaker, they were quite one of the long running on screen characters slash active wrestlers. Well, active in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of his career, I think it's quite it's always nice when you can see how long a person can go for and still put on decent, great matches. Politics, I heard, yeah, he was not the best. His golden shovel bashing everyone on the head.
I totally forgot about that. Now I'm just imagining that scene with Cody.
Yeah.
Continue,
I,
continue.
I had to I had to Google that because I didn't understand. It's like, okay, now I understand it.
I mean,
Yeah, and
and essentially AEW year one was just Cody versus an imaginary Triple H. That's it.
Fuck Triple H.
pretty much.
Ah,
And then we
fuck
get
WWE. WWE sucks.
Oh, we'll get to that. Anyway.
yeah, and yeah, like I said with NXT, he really pushed to be it this is the future generation, this is what people are going to be watching. Let's raise them up to the levels that they deserve. And then Vince McMahon was like, okay, time for me to squish this cigarette butt, and then lights up a new, uglier one.
I
Yeah,
would
I
pay I would pay $1 million to watch Vince McMahon smoke.
you know what? If it
With
be
a with
if it
with
innocent
with a
people,
body physique like his, I don't think he smokes. He's
That-
probably he probably works out like Triple H does.
no, that's what the thing. I would pay to watch him smoke. He doesn't. Yeah.
mm,
You
but
think
yeah,
you think with someone with someone with a voice like that, you think Vince smokes, but no, he's
he's just
just
very
like
old.
that.
Sorry, Alan. Sorry, Alan. Continue, please.
Okay, and ending segment. Sad to see him go, but good on him for doing what he does best. And yeah, just glad that his surgery went well, and hopefully everything will piece itself back together.
All right, Philbert. Thoughts on Triple H?
Right? I've been watching him like ever since maybe around 2000. I started watching WWE when I was 3, so he was one of the active ones then for a very long time as well. And I never had any feelings for him as a wrestler back then. Like I just acknowledged like okay, he's there. He's one of the mainstays. He's good. But I wasn't not to say a fan. I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a hater. Later on, once I discovered like backstage stuff about him, yeah, that was pretty a dickish move of him, trying to control the who gets pushed, who gets buried. I mean, who gets pushed is basically just their gang,
Yep.
their inner circle, and yep. But it's nice to see him like, what is this like? Acknowledge that he made mistakes and also try to rectify that by taking charge of NXT because NXT like Black and Gold, I would defend them till the day I die.
Yeah, they were great.
I love them and but my first introduction to NXT wasn't like Triple H like first NXT show or anything. It was later on NXT Takeover Orlando, I think, before Mania 33. that was the first time I got the WWE Network, and just for WrestleMania. So I just like, okay, let's watch NXT Takeover. Like,
Uh,
oh my god, the Authors of Pain versus DIY, and oh my god, who's the other two?
FTR.
Revival. Yeah,
did,
yeah, FTR.
oh, we'll talk about it. I have a lot to talk about FTR. I have a lot to talk about. Let's
Yeah.
continue. Yes.
That match was fantastic. I was yelling like
Mhm.
even WrestleMania, like the Hardys return.
Mhm.
I didn't pop as much as I popped like watching NXT
Oh, that
Takeover.
was
So I'm
great.
like, okay, I'm
Mhm.
gonna rewatch every single NXT Takeovers. Like, oh my god, this is fantastic. Why haven't I been watching this? Best part, it was on Astro, and I was like ignoring it. Okay, developmental show, not gonna watch. And like, oh my god, these guys are amazing. Okay, just watch. And to see NXT become like what it is now, like they already have like Raw and SmackDown for character type wrestling. So why not leave NXT for wrestling type of wrestling? But nope, they had to change it, especially at Triple H's like lowest point of life.
Mhm.
That was just pure evil.
It's in a way it is kind of ironic that he got things taken away from him when he used to take things away from other people.
True.
Yeah.
I
All,
mean, yeah,
but who suffers in either way? Us.
yeah.
All right.
I'd say Triple H also suffered because he went to the hospital and he
Yeah,
had heart problems.
which is fair. That's fair. I'm not gonna
Because there
argue
was
that.
one news that said that he couldn't return to WWE to even do a promo because the excitement of the crowd would get to his heart.
Yep,
So
he has not a pacemaker. What does he have? Something to do with he
yeah, to
gives.
start the heart.
Yes.
Um,
I'm like, God damn it, that's insane.
exactly, and like to see him like giving speech, not to say giving speech, but walking around during the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's very happy. I'm very happy for that, and for him to feel a night two of Mania to give that short promo. Good to see him back healthier than he was. Like that's what it takes, if retiring is what it takes for him to get better, then by all means he's done more than enough. He
Hmm.
can retire.
I think he needs to calm down and he cannot have any adrenaline in his soul.
Yeah. No. Good.
All right, I'm gonna leave.
All right.
That's it, guys.
Danny, go ahead.
Okay, y'all. Okay, look, we all know about his backstage politics and all that stuff, and all the bad things he does. But I think I might be in the minority here. But my Triple H is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. When I first started watching wrestling, one of the first things that happened was Triple H and Shawn Michaels reuniting to form DX against the McMahons. Yes, I remember vividly when Vince McMahon, when Triple H showed his ass on live
Oh,
TV
Vince
to
McMahon.
Vince
Vince
McMahon.
McMahon has done that, by the way, just so you know.
I know. But I remember young
He
me.
probably wanted to do that at night too if he could.
Oh no.
We're going to the Kiss My Ass Club.
Austin
Ah,
Theory.
welcome to the Kiss My Ass Club, Pat.
So continue. Yes.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, dude, like he's such a cool wrestler, man. He spits water on people, literally, and the crowd just like, yes, spray
Yet,
your saliva
when
on
I
me.
do that, my girlfriend leaves me. What the hell?
Anyways, and of course, like, dude, like, man, my man's is jacked. He's on that cycle. Just every time you just see him, he's just like flexing a muscle. He's doing this, and you just see the size of him. He's like, oh, dude, that's what a true top main eventer looks like. I still think that, like, of course, like, as I got older, I still think his better wrestling days was when it was like before he got his quadriceps injury.
Oh
I guess, I
yeah.
guess that's I guess that's the I guess that's like a trend in the clique. Quadriceps. Kevin Nash blows his quads, and then Triple H also blows his quads. Like,
Did
just
Vince tore his quads during the Royal Rumble. Remember
Vince
that?
Oh,
Vince is not in the clique
Oh,
though.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But still,
Yeah.
that was still for me. That's one. Slight tangent. That was one of the funniest Royal Rumble sections ever.
Like,
Seeing numbers like ah.
he. Oh my gosh. Dude, Triple H might be an okay face, but he's definitely one of the best heels in WWE history. Like, I mean, yes, he buried a lot of people, but at the same time, when he lost, the person that won against him felt like a huge guy too. It wasn't just like, oh, he won against Triple H, big deal. No, they felt like a big deal. Like especially when it came to Batista. You can't deny that Triple H helped make Batista to the main eventer that he is. They could have done it with Randy Orton, but they messed it up by making Randy Orton a face. But that's a story for another time. But
Mhm.
for all the bad things he's done, and of course he's getting some of it back via receipts, but he's also done some pretty good stuff too. We
Yes.
wouldn't have NXT. Some wrestlers probably wouldn't have gotten the push that they deserved, even during the days when he was burying people. Like, imagine if he didn't try and push Batista.
Mhm.
Batista probably be a joke. Probably have a Funkasaurus gimmick before Funkasaurus was a
We
thing.
wouldn't have Drax.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
And now we can't see Batista at all
We
because
wouldn't
he's
have the bad guy in Dune, who's amazing. He was amazing in Dune.
who? Oh yeah. I haven't watched Dune,
Dune's
so I
great,
don't I
and
don't
no,
know.
Batista
Yeah.
his acting level went one
Yeah.
level higher in Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look. Who's the most successful actor, The Rock or Batista? Who's the one that's in Marvel movies?
success,
Batista or The Rock?
successful is The Rock,
I
but
know. I mean, yeah, but like,
but more uh m- more nuanced characters who
yeah.
can act, who's likely to win an Oscar first. Batista, and I'm not even joking.
Yeah, like here's the thing. The Rock acts like The Rock in every movie he's in. The only time he doesn't act like The Rock is in Jumanji. But that's only because he's trying to be some other character. Batista, he can be tough guy, he can be caring guy, he can be a sad sack of shit, uh he can be an evil guy. He has a lot of
Range.
yeah, he
Yeah,
has a lot of range. And it helps a lot considering that he did some of that in WWE. He was like a good guy, and then when he was a bad guy, he was like a ruthless animal.
Eddie's
I
dead.
get it. What?
Eddie's dead. Remember that?
Oh,
I mean, that one he was kind of forced to do
Yeah.
that. I mean, when you watch that back, you can even see that he was like hesitating to say
Yeah.
it. He like
Yeah.
that ate him up inside. But yeah, back to Triple H. We're kind of getting off track here. Triple H, well-deserved retirement. I feel like he should have retired the moment he beat Batista. Like him and Batista should have retired then. But instead, it was just Batista retiring. I don't know why he didn't retire like at that point too. But I guess he still thought he could still go at his age. I mean, yes, he's definitely in good shape. I don't know if he's off the cycle or not, but uh, he's still in pretty good shape. The heart attack that was definitely a scare, but hopefully he'll take it slow and try and um relax a little bit, get his health in tip top shape, and then maybe if he wants, well, hopefully he doesn't wrestle again, but if he wants to like, stay like sit in front of the crowd again, he'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, what was his last match actually? I think his last match was at when Raw was in the Thunderdome, right? It was against Randy Orton in a street fight match, I think.
That's his last match in the Thunderdome, but his last match in front of fans, fun fact, he was tagging with Shinsuke Nakamura. I can't remember the opponents.
Live show.
It was a live
Yeah.
show. I can't remember the opponents, but that was great. Imagine Nakamura in Japan, right? Getting
Right.
a pop. Yeah, they were in they were touring and they were in Japan. I can't remember the opponents, but that was great. I saw like a recording of it. They were popping for both Nakamura and Triple
The King
H.
of Kings and the King of Strong style.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
That was cool. Anyway, all right. We got
Imagine, but yeah, like it's kind of crazy to think that his last match was basically him being filler for the feud between the Fiend and Randy Orton. Like he went from, I mean, of course he did that because it was like to further progress the Fiend's feud. But like, imagine going from one of the most important guys in the business to just being another spoke in the wheel for the Fiend's story with Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton.
well, he put them over, so that's great. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump now to WrestleMania. Just before that, quick question: do you guys feel that the build up to WrestleMania was horrible?
It could have been better.
Because
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
feel it.
But I don't know if I'm in the minority here. This past WrestleMania actually felt like a true WrestleMania
Okay,
event.
I'm gonna pause you right there. Let's talk about the build up really quickly first. Because I'll be honest, I actually asked my friend, "Hey, is WrestleMania this weekend or next weekend?" And then I went, "Wait, why am I thinking this? I should know the WrestleMania dates. I know every WrestleMania dates. I might be a AEW mark now, but I still watch WrestleMania. I should know the dates." So I went, "Wow, they really promoted it badly." I was so disappointed at the promotion, the build up to it, because none of it, the build up, not the show itself, the build up did not feel like WrestleMania. I'll be honest. Philbert, did they sell it properly to you?
Nah, the only sell that they did is like show the same like match card over and over again in every Raw and SmackDown.
The
Because
stupendous match card.
yeah, because back then a build up would be like, okay, it starts slow,
Yeah.
then like let's say 1 week before Mania they'll do something like probably an attack or a huge beatdown or something,
Mhm.
like some like blood feud level. Like now it's just nothing. Like you don't even know. One day it's like okay, they're fighting for like a lot. Then next week it's like okay, like maybe a debate. Makes no sense. Yeah. They didn't have a debate, but I'm using it as an example. Like, yeah, it
Yeah,
makes no sense. And
exactly.
also, I was watching like Raw or SmackDown, and I think at one SmackDown they were showing like greatest WrestleMania match like Lesnar and Reigns. They showed like 5 times that match card. I'm like, dude, you don't have to show 5 times. Everyone knows what's going to happen. And then later on, like you say, like I'm thinking, when is WrestleMania again? They showed the poster many times. I should know.
Yes,
So I had,
exactly.
yeah, it's like so forgetful. Like because of the build up, right? I don't know when it is. It could be a month later because they're not building it up. But the mania that happened,
Yep.
it
That
was a
was,
proper mania.
yep. We'll
It
pause
had
on.
celebrity. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
like. There's
pause on
another
that.
segment there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alan, what the build up to Mania?
Eh, yeah, I agree. It wasn't the. I mean, I don't watch wrestling as much now. I gotta just read like the results and then kind of just see what the story is about. And if I'm interested, I'll go watch the videos on the WWE channel. But yeah, they didn't. It didn't feel like there was anything interesting to look forward to. Like the matches were kind of just there. Like definitely on the show itself, they had a lot of bangers. They had a few flops.
Mm.
But yeah, it's just like it didn't reel you in as well as like other WrestleManias did.
Yep.
Like
And
perfect. I think the best example I can think of is maybe Rock and Cena because they were just going at each other for constant, constant upon constant time. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, this is gonna be something interesting to watch. In addition to generation versus generation. But yeah, in my opinion, build up could be better, but they definitely hit it off with this one.
Danny, did they sell it to you properly? Not the Mania itself. Did they sell the Mania to you properly?
No, I probably wouldn't have watched it either way.
No, Danny. I mean Danny.
I was like,
I know, I
Yeah,
know.
I thought it was,
You're 1 hour away from being able to eat. I understand.
no. I
oh
thought
yeah,
you were.
there's
I thought you were still talking to Alan. So I
Yeah.
was like just
yeah,
not saying
confused it up.
anything. But yeah, you know, like I'll just keep it short and sweet. The only good build-ups to WrestleMania, for the feuds was Charlotte Ronda and Roman and Lesnar. At
I mean,
well, we'll talk about
Yes.
those two matches later.
yes,
That's all I'll
the
say.
best
Let
built
Everything,
up.
everything else just did not feel like it was built up well. So yeah.
All right, let's talk about the most stupendous segment on this podcast today.
Wow, like why? Like they like to
Woo!
overuse a word, huh? The most stupendous WrestleMania, the granddaddy.
Okay,
Like,
I'm gonna
oh
talk
my
talk
gosh, dude.
from a entertainment theater point of view. I will tell you this as somebody who writes scripts for theaters, done TVCs and stuff. The word stupendous is banned. We only write you use the word stupendous when it talks about when children have lines that need to use the word stupendous, but you can't use the word stupendous. So when I saw that word, I'm like, oh God, why, Kevin Dunn, what are
Why?
you doing? Why?
What's wrong with the word? What's wrong with the word stupendous?
Stupendous is actually technically not a proper word. It's like,
Stupendous only works if Matt Hardy says it.
but
Broken
Come on, guys.
brilliance.
Stupendous,
Delightful.
Stupendous is an amalgamation of stupid and tremendous. Stupidly tremendous. I'm not
That
even
was the
joking.
build up. That was the
Hmm.
build up.
Stupidly tremendous.
Well, parts of it was stupid, but the other parts were
It was tremendous.
tremendous.
Yes, they were not lying to us for once. All right. Okay. We start off with night one. There was no pre-show. I was surprised. Usually, there's another 75 matches to go before we actually watch WrestleMania.
That would have been the perfect way to
Oh,
just put in Finn Balor and Ricochet in the
Yep.
match. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the pre-show, but at least they would have been on the card. This
Yep.
not being on the card at all is just stupid.
But
damaging.
then we have our first matches, which I can't remember. But somebody got injured. Can somebody remind me of that?
Rick
Boogs.
Boogs.
It
Rick
was
Boogs.
yeah. So
Uh,
so so I think here's the story. Here's how it goes. So Shinsuke and Rick Boogs they make their entrance. Rick Boogs is getting a huge pop.
Yeah.
The crowd is like it's like yeah Rick
He's
Boogs is
he
over.
was
He's
charismatic.
like
He's
over.
charismatic before he was a
Yeah
wrestler because he was a
yeah
famous bodybuilder. So yeah,
yeah.
continue.
So no, Rick Boogs and Shinsuke, they're making an entrance. Rick Boogs going wild on the guitar. The crowd's going crazy for her, and they're like, "Yeah, Rick Boogs, Shinsuke Nakamura, y'all so cool." And then of course the Usos make their entrance and whatnot. Match is starting. They do their thing. They do their spots and whatnot. The moment Rick Boogs comes in, everyone's like, "Yeah, Rick Boogs." So he does his thing, clothesline, all the moves and everything, and he's about to do like a Samoan drop of some sort towards one of the Usos. And then the other Uso goes to jump on top of Rick Boogs. So he was literally about to pull off a John Cena moment with two wrestlers on top of him. Remember Big Show and Edge on top of John Cena at one of the
Yep.
WrestleManias. I forgot which WrestleMania it was. And I don't know if that was the plan or if something went wrong. Somehow, some way, his right knee gave in, and he crumpled down in like a really weird way. Now, again, I don't know if that was the actual spot or if like something if that wasn't supposed to happen, but he couldn't handle all the weight that the two Usos had, and he just went down. And after that, like I was watching, I was like, wait, okay, this is he like shoot injured or is this supposed to be like a kind of like a kayfabe like work kind of injured? And then when Shinsuke tagged himself in as the match ran on, I realized, wow, they're not even showing Rick Boogs at all. This definitely looks like a shoot injury. I was watching WrestleMania night 1 and 2 with Matt when that whole thing happened. So I'm pretty sure the match was supposed to go longer than it should have, but they had to improvise at the end because Rick Boogs got injured. Kind of unfortunate. His first WrestleMania match, like he was even over too. Like he was gonna have his moment at WrestleMania, but he got injured. That's kind of unfortunate for him. That's not kind of unfortunate. That's super unfortunate for him. I hope that he gets well soon because we won't be seeing him for the next 6 to 12 months.
Yep.
So I hope once he gets back, everyone will still be, he'll still be over and everyone will still like him. But yeah, overall, uh, the match, it's unfair to say that the Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs was a bad match overall because of the circumstances that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yeah, just get well soon, Rick Boogs. I hope things go well for him in the
I
future.
just I
All
just
right.
realized how big the manias are that I had to open the Wikipedia. By the way, I got a new phone and check it out. This is the amount of stuff written on the Wikipedia. It's a lot.
Yeah. So a little bit of a side note. A lot of people are complaining that WrestleMania shouldn't be 2 nights. Would you rather have WrestleMania in 2 nights, or would you rather just stay for the entire 8 hours just watching WrestleMania? I feel like the entire 8 hours is just a lot more exhausting than the 2 nights. Nobody got time, and I nowadays people don't have that amount of attention span to just sit for 8 hours of WrestleMania. It's just tiring. But
So,
yeah,
on
Alan, what do you think about that match
Okay.
yeah.
between
Uh,
Usos and Nakamura and Boogs?
so I'll just say that I watched Wrestling with Regrets, like kind of what's the word? His
Review?
review on it, so I kind of got a slight understanding about like each of the matches. Yeah, it's a shame what happened to Nakamura. Boogs. I think it said that his ACL got torn, so
Yep.
Yeah.
that's why his knee buckled. And then he also showed a clip of like him being actually carried out by like three people supporting his leg over there. So it's to very sad when something like that happens, especially on a grand stage, and especially from what it sounds like, he got a very big ovation. But I didn't really see much of the match, but from what it sounds like, they did what they could, and I don't think the results would have been in Nakamura and Boogs' favor. Not, yeah, I feel like the Usos would have won regardless. But either way, like, I think it was, from what I heard, a solid match. A shame about what happened. It would have, yeah, a shame about what happened, but like they did what they could to salvage it.
Feel that.
All right, Phil, your thoughts.
All right, so that match, yep, like you said, Rick Boogs was insanely over. That can be helped because like his charisma is like over the roof, and also because the first match, so the crowds are energetic, crowds are in full power, and Boogs there, it's a good combo. Good way to kick off Mania as well, like to get the crowd all hyped up. People tuning in will see like, okay, this looks like it's gonna be a good Mania. And the match goes on, and he got injured. I mean, it happens, but from that spot, it looks like maybe it was planned, but it's just that he wasn't like prepared to shoulder the weight. Maybe he was caught up in the moment, caught up in the crowd.
Adrenaline was in his soul.
No, not again.
There's a running joke. He's watching this one.
Oh man! I was wondering when I used that again.
At this point, just make it a soundboard sound effect.
If I had soundboard, I would do that.
Make that a redeem on your channel.
Oh, uh, sound alerts, just do it.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, but despite that hurdles, like that match was pretty good actually. I really enjoyed that match. I mean, you can see that both of them like were into the match, and the crowd really bought it. I bought it. It was a good match, and I'm sure they had something planned at the end which would make the win a bit bigger, like maybe a bigger spot. But it is what it is. You
True.
can't expect like perfect things. Like botches happen, injuries happen. That's why they say like don't try this at home because
All right. So
yeah.
my point of view of the match is I was asleep and I woke up late, so I missed that match. I
Perfect
don't.
redeem.
It was like what I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning, and
Well, it's a good thing I watched that. I watched it like later in the afternoon with Matt.
No,
Don't ask me how.
I was watching on a wrestling Discord. I hate this wrestling Discord, by the way. I'll talk about that another time. But yeah, essentially, there are bunch of anti-LGBTQs. I don't know why I watched with them. I know why I was cheap. I didn't want to pay for Peacock or whatever.
Watch
Uh,
wrestling, bro. It's free.
huh?
Watch wrestling.in
Yeah,
or any
exactly.
of the watch wrestling.
I should have done that. But anyway, so I missed that. But yeah, according to Wikipedia, the Usos won. So cool. Good for the Usos. They're still over, I think. Drew Mac, match two. Drew Mac versus Happy Corbin. From my point of view, I was still asleep. So we
Yeah,
were okay. Then we
I can
recap.
help with this.
Yes.
So, um, it was an entertaining match overall. I don't think there's anything big to say about it except one or two things. For one, Drew McIntyre is the first ever wrestler to kick out the end of days.
Yep, I remember that.
So
I brought that.
that's cool that they're making sure that Drew McIntyre is still a main eventer
Mhm.
even when he's du- uh, dwelling away from the title,
And
from like
in
the
match
title and
number two,
everything.
which is the death match, this is the reason. Match number two was the reason Jericho left WWE because they wanted to put him number two with Bray Wyatt, or was it
AJ,
Kevin
AJ
Owens?
AJ.
Kevin
Kevin
Owens.
Owens.
Kevin Owens, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
like,
Kevin Owens. So
but
that was match number two. I'm like, what? Anyway, continue.
yeah. So okay, so he kicked out the end of days. That was cool. That I think the crowd was actually pretty invested into this match too, if I remember correctly. Not so much for Corbin, and everyone hates Corbin. Uh, but everyone was really into McIntyre.
I'm
And
gonna
the second thing
for
is that
sorry, Danny, I'm gonna ask you because I don't really watch a lot. So Danny and Phil, but does Corbin have heat? Does he have heat or go away heat?
go away heat.
He has go away heat.
No,
He doesn't have NJF heat. He has
Yeah.
X Pac heat.
I'd say it's heat.
Yep. All right.
I'd say
Cool.
No,
it's
like he also has go away heat. If you want like actual heat, MJF has
Yep.
that. But yeah. So the second thing was that he literally took his sword and said, "I'm about to slice Madcap Moss in half," and proceed to slice the ropes instead.
Oh
So
yeah.
I was like, well, WrestleMania's canceled. Time to go home now.
Wait. So Royal Rumble had the sign on fire, and then WrestleMania.
To
I
be
mean,
fair, to be fair,
Mm.
the thing where like where Drew cut the ropes in half, that was planned. That wasn't like a botch thing. That was actually planned. So it was to show like, oh, this sword is a real sword. If he hit this with somebody, they would die. But yeah, like that was a cool match overall. There's nothing much to say about it except thankfully it's the end of the Drew
Mm.
McIntyre Happy Corbin feud, and now we can hopefully get Drew to feud with Reigns for
For the
the
24/7
championship.
title. Oh God.
I don't even know what happened to 24/7 title.
I totally forgot that
Dana
was a thing.
Brooke.
I...
I
I don't
remember Dana Brooke at the moment.
oh fuck.
Dana Brooke. Oh no. What happened to our
Brooke and Ray.
truth? What happened to our truth?
He's still there.
He's still there.
He's
He's
still
still
there.
he's still being WWE's version of Dustin Rhodes. He's actually training people up. Say what you want
R-Truth.
about R-Truth. R-Truth is great. I love
He's
him.
Yeah,
national. He's
dude,
national treasure.
our truth should have won the WWE Championship back in 2010 or 11 or 12. I forgot when.
Over
yeah.
Punk.
Over
No,
Cena,
no,
I think.
he should have won against John Cena at Capital
That
Punishment.
one I agree. That one I agree.
Like they should have given him that. Like even if it meant he was never gonna win another WWE Championship again.
Yep.
Like we like there's literally a meme picture where him and Vince are laughing together. So
Yeah.
you know that Truth and Vince are like tight. So like I don't know, man.
Alright.
He should have gotten the world title at
Anyway,
least.
okay. Let's jump into Ellen. No,
Yeah. What do you think of the
why did I say it
McIntyre
like
happy
that?
match?
You. All right,
Yeah,
Drew
thank you very
Mac,
much.
Happy Corbin.
Don't know much about the feud, so I'll just say it sounds like it was a good match. Thankfully, the headline wasn't Mad Scotsman cuts down happy-go-lucky guy with Claymore.
Isn't it
Yeah, that was
Highlander?
quite. Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know. You're right. Actually. But
Oh yeah.
that was quite fun.
I should also mention that the sword bent in a way that it shouldn't have been bent. Thankfully,
100%.
thankfully the sword straightened itself out, so things are good.
All right. I have been in Robin Hood before, and I've had to use a sword before. Not it was not me. It was another. I played one of the soldiers, the main soldier that got beaten up by Robin Hood. But there another guy who played. I remember when the sword bent, it actually hit her in the face. But she was fine. Nothing happened. But yeah, I'm like, sword shouldn't bend. You're a $1 billion company. Please don't let swords bend. All right. All right, Philbert, thoughts.
Yeah, about the swords, I just want to say like real swords do in fact bend that way. They're flexible as well because if they don't bend, they break on contact. Yeah, so they're
But
meant.
does it bend like this?
Yeah, that one I can't.
Why are
comment
you
because
hitting
it's a
yourself? Why are you cutting yourself?
Uh,
But Drew Mac
Alright,
versus Corbin, yeah.
all right. So for once, I'm happy that the match went according to plan and not like in what is that last Saudi show? Oh, it was
Oh
Elimination Chamber. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like
Oh yeah.
when McIntyre literally dropped Moss
Mac-
under his head.
yeah.
That was an accident though. Moss
Thing.
tucked his head instead of like this. I don't
That's
know why he did
green
that.
restless. Green restless.
It was Madcap's most fault, but I'm
Yeah.
really surprised like how he survived that without anything, not even a bruise.
Hmm.
The guy like came out.
He's like I'm
Yeah,
fine.
this is
Anyways.
like Final Destination level thing. Like something's
And
gonna get him later on.
but then it got a Big E, which is really sad because
Oh yeah.
I love Big E.
Oh
Matt
yeah.
He would.
I guess he's not. I guess he's called Madcap Moss for a reason.
True.
Madcap.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I love Big E mainly because he and I can't remember who was the other person were the people chosen to help tell John Huber's son that John Huber
Miro,
was
Miro was Miro.
yeah, it was Miro.
Oh, Miro.
I'm like, wow, I can't. That was really sad. Anyway, so continue, Philbert. Sorry.
Yeah, so that match was pretty great, but I'm not invested in this feud at all because
Yeah,
like
same.
it makes
Uh,
no
Fair.
sense.
just take that sentence and put it into WWE.
WWE is still like bearable lah. Like,
Yep.
but this feud like it shouldn't happen. It should be a one-off match on Raw or SmackDown or even main event
Oh
because
God, main event is still a thing. I totally forgot about that.
Yep.
Veer's there. Okay, not anymore, but Veer was there.
Yeah, funny.
yeah.
The April Fools has finally debuted.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's. I'm sorry, but let's jump on to. Okay. I woke up and I saw this match was on, so I went and did my number twos in the morning. All right, so it was the Miz and Logan Paul defeating Rey Mysterio
Logan
and
Paul.
Logan Paul defeating Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. But I have to say, for me, the weak point isn't Miz, Logan Paul, or Mysterio. It's Dominic. Dominic,
Aw.
I like Dominic as a person. I don't. I think he was brought on too early. Anyway, Danny.
Okay, so okay. So of course everyone hates Logan Paul, but you gotta admit Logan Paul, like for his first match in WWE, he did pretty well. Like he actually, like I wouldn't be surprised if he just started becoming a WWE wrestler and quit his YouTube like career. Like he like some moves he did. There were like some like things that he did wrong. Like for example, standing in the wrong corner for like 5 seconds because he
Yeah.
thought that he could just stand there, and be like, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to stand in order to get a tag. And no, but yeah,
He-
other than that, he did pretty well. Like especially when he did the spot with the Free Amigos, and then he did the frog splash with a little shimmer shimmer from Eddie Guerrero. But yeah, like for overall, Logan Paul, very good performance. I don't know if I agree with you saying that Dominic didn't do that well. I think Dominic did well enough, especially when he paid tribute to his real dad Eddie Guerrero by having a mullet, and he was wearing the Los Gringos outfit, and he also did the heads the that head scissors takedown thing. Like there's a clip on YouTube where Eddie Guerrero does it to Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, and he did that against Logan Paul and The Miz. It was like literally a reenactment. I was like, yeah, let's go. But yeah, overall, that was a really good match. I was very doubtful about this match, but yeah, Logan Paul definitely surprised me. He did pretty well. Uh, that's all I have really have to say about that. I don't really have much to say about The Miz turning on Logan Paul. It's The Miz, you
Mhm.
know. He just turns on everybody.
Philbert.
All right, so Logan Paul, like everyone, of course, I'm not a fan of him like outside of WWE, but I instantly became a fan of him in WrestleMania 35. Was it 35? No, no, no,
37.
37. Yeah,
37. Yeah.
when he took that stunner and sold it like a champ.
I
Obviously,
forgot it was at WrestleMania 37.
Oh
yeah.
God,
yeah.
I've trauma blocked the past 2 years. Okay, so it's fine.
So yeah, he
the
basically took.
the
Oh yeah.
Thunderdome? What's the Thunderdome? Sorry. Anyway, Philbert.
WCW Thunder.
All right, so yep. After that, like okay, Logan Paul is really invested in WWE. I thought he was like okay, doing it for a quick buck. So after his appearance, right, I would just go to his Insta and see whether he's promoting WWE or not. And he actually does. Okay, I'm like, okay, this guy like okay, he likes it. And then I see like he start coming on Raw like for some segments. And now for this Mania, like he was in the build up with the Miz. The minute he was paired with the Miz, I knew the match was going to be a banger. Why? Because the Miz helped train Bad Bunny. And look at Bad Bunny's match.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take a quick pause, quick poll. Who's better, Logan Paul or Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny by miles ahead.
Yeah,
Yep, Bad Bunny. Yep.
yeah,
Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
All right. continue.
No
Sorry, Philbert.
bias, no biasness
No
right
bias.
here.
Yeah,
No.
I like Logan Paul as a wrestler. I love Bad Bunny as a wrestler. Yeah. Anyway, Philbert, continue.
Yeah. So Logan Paul would be number two actually, like for me, because number like the second over Bad Bunny. Because
Mm-hmm.
he's actually quite good. He trained like what, just maybe 1 or 2 months before Mania,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually took bumps. He performed like multiple wrestling moves, not just like a hole or anything, but he actually knows like stuff around the ring.
Sorry,
He knows
guys.
it.
I just remember a name that will overtake that. Stephen Amell.
Oh yes, Steven
Yeah,
Stephen
Amell.
yeah,
Amell.
yeah.
He actually plays a wrestler.
Yeah.
We
Wait,
had
wait,
Punk.
really?
Yeah,
When?
in his
Heels,
TV show,
heels.
in the show called Heels, he plays a wrestler for a small independent promotion. He got CM Punk as a guest star. It's really weird to watch it because Punk plays a heel without any tattoos. So it's really
Ah yeah.
weird to see Punk come on without any tattoos, playing an over the top heel like Ricky Rabies. Imagine 80s 90s WWE heel. He played that. And we go, what the hell? This is Punk, but it was great. Anyway, Philbert, I'm sorry, I keep on
Yeah.
interrupting you.
No,
Continue.
no, no worries, no
Yeah.
worries.
Wait, I should also mention that out of Bad Bunny, Stephen Amell, and Logan Paul, Logan Paul actually has a background in amateur wrestling, if
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. So, not surprising that he took wrestling pretty quick, because considering he has a background in amateur wrestling, Kurt Angle, Chad Gable, I don't know who else. Yeah, oh
Um,
yeah, Gable Stevenson too. Let's not forget him.
oh god, yeah. Oh, that's still a long way to go. Anyway, Philbert.
Yeah. So okay, Logan Paul's match. Yep, he did well. He coordinated well with the Miz. He took bumps well. Not to say well, good. He did very well, very well. And what was I gonna say again? Yeah, I have praises for him. Basically, I would love to see him as a wrestler, like because for one thing, he already knows his stuff. He already knows how to work a crowd. He
Yeah,
has
he
he
does.
has history in that. I mean, he literally worked the entire world. That's not work. That was a shoot. But yeah,
Shoot,
yeah,
brother.
he
Oh
did that to
no.
the entire world. I'm pretty sure he can work a crowd like no, easy. He has it at the back of his head. No
He
worries.
has to be a heel forever. There's no way he can be a face.
Yeah,
all
I
right,
mean a cocky face like the Miz. Yes, he can.
all right, Alan.
So one thing that Wrestling with Regret noted was the mysterious entrance where they actually popped out of the stage,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
in
yeah.
tandem. I thought that
Yeah.
was quite cool
Yeah.
because it's been a while
Who's
since I've
that
seen.
jumping out the sky? Are you
Oh, yeah,
okay?
I missed that because
Yeah.
I was still
Yeah.
in the washroom. Go ahead.
Okay, but yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, that's really cool because that's actually one of like I like that Rey Mysterio entrance. It's so cool.
Yeah. I
And
think
from
he
what, yeah,
start he probably started doing that because he had surgery on his knee 5 times.
Left knee.
fair enough. Yeah.
I had surgery on my left knee 5 times. Don't try this at home.
No, I'm gonna make a Booker T WCW joke, but never mind. Yeah, I heard Logan Paul actually did very well for like considering. In fact, it seems like a lot of the celebrity guests actually like can do like wrestling
It's
and
not
even
like it's not like Snooki.
no.
Oh my
Oh,
Let's
god.
not talk
The-
about that.
Wait,
yeah, the less you
uh,
remember her, the better. Anyways.
Snook,
did
Snook,
that happen? When did that happen at all? I don't remember that at all.
Snooki,
Yeah,
Just one.
Snooki is the last
Sneaky.
the last Airbender movie of the WWE.
Oh, that's a good reference. That's a good reference.
So yeah, continue on, Alan.
Yeah, I heard he did well. I heard, yeah, he did bumps, he took bumps, and surprising that their tandem won. But from what Brian Zane actually mentioned, how like the Raw before WrestleMania, the Miz and Dominic kind of, in a way, got one over. So we kind of thought like, oh, that means the bad guys are gonna take Mania, which okay, that's fair. And then Miz turning on Logan Paul was like, okay, they're gonna have a program, and that'll be interesting to watch. So yeah,
Yeah.
overall, I think it's good. I didn't watch a lot of the. Yeah, I didn't really watch the match. I just kind of read the review on it.
All
I
right.
want to add one thing on that.
Yeah, sure.
Like most of the time when celebrities are involved in a match, they are going over.
Yep.
Fair enough, actually.
But we had celebrity not going over. Instead, a 76-year-old man go over. We'll talk about that in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, so for this match, I watched it with cereal and a coffee because it was a great match. Bianca Belair versus the Becky
Ooh,
Lynch.
Ooh.
Great
Yeah,
it's just
match.
that was
Yeah,
an
that was really
awesome
good.
match. The honestly, okay, wait, sorry for interrupting.
Yep.
The only unfortunate thing about that whole match was the spot where Becky was going for like a Molly go around or something like that, and she ended up decking Bianca Belair in the eye with her heel.
Oh
That
yeah.
Oh
was
yeah.
that was definitely
Oh,
unfortunate.
and
Like
then
if you watch that back, you'd
yeah.
see like Becky was like, oh shit, like I accidentally hit you in the eye. Cause
I
I mean, it's a good thing that Bianca just be like, it's fine. It's the nature of the business, you know.
I
Because I know for a fact that Becky backstage is like a really cool person, and like Bianca is also a cool person IRL too. So
I have to
yeah,
say their program, Becky and Bianca, even though they put on great matches, they keep on hurting each other, and they're cool about it. I'm sure they are because they wouldn't work with each other if they're not cool about it. But
passive aggressive towards each other.
but
Hey, you're
yeah,
you're a
they
cool person.
lost voice box, the whips. I'm like, holy shit. There's as much as I love AEW, WWE has a better women's program because
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Bianca, Becky, Charlotte, and Rhea. Anyway, we'll talk about Rhea in a second. Great though, Philbert.
wait. Okay.
Becky
Becky
and
Yeah,
Bianca.
yeah.
match was fantastic. Like even the botch, like it made it look like a part of the match. So it
Yeah.
wasn't anything off about the match. It didn't take anything. In fact, it added more, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It shows their blood feud with each other. Like they really like want to get like one over each other. So it does add into the match. And overall, yeah, Bianca has been putting on like really amazing matches like
She has.
throughout her career in main roster.
She
NXT
has.
she was green, but she was the one like she had a perfect transition from NXT to the main roster. In fact, she improved a lot.
Cool.
Becky is always like she works well with everyone. So pairing both of them together, you'll get an instant classic.
I agree. Um, Alan.
I actually need to watch that match. I never got to watch it. There's only two matches that I watched, which we'll definitely be talking about later. But from what I've heard, that it was a great match, and in terms of storytelling, it's actually very good. Like all the way from SummerSlam prior to this year's WrestleMania, just like this slow
Slow
build
burn.
up. Yeah, the slow burn build up that actually paid off really well and made Bianca Belair into like the star that she is,
Yep.
and still made Becky look like like a badass.
She does. Yep. She looks like the man. She really does
The
look like the man.
she is the man.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's something I want to watch, so I'll leave it at that because I haven't watched the match.
Danny?
So
Let's not spoil for Alan. Eventually.
Ah, it's okay. Go ahead. Like, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna put this into perspective. When Daniel Bryan lost to Sheamus in under a few seconds,
Yeah.
everyone was mad and everyone wanted Daniel Bryan to like be the true champion and get over. And then, a few years later, Daniel Bryan got his moment on WrestleMania 30. That same thing happened with Bianca. Everyone got mad that Becky won against Bianca in like a few seconds. Months later, at the next WrestleMania, oh, look at that! Bianca is over with the fans. You know what that means? Bianca Belair is the new leader of the Yes movement.
Oh.
EST
She's
movement.
a she's est
Oh.
est est
No,
est.
don't make that thing.
So
Like
in
so
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 it
and also Bianca Belair is the new member of the Blackpool Combat Club
no, I was about to say
with a whip.
in 8 years we will see Bianca be all elite.
All EST lead.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, that's a great transition. This okay, I have to say that was a great match. There's nothing else you guys have said. Whatever I want to say, except the fact that they are both stars. When they
Yeah,
came on, they
exactly.
were over like hell, both of them. But adrenaline in my
Yeah, my
soul.
soul.
Finally, we see Cody Rhodes.
Adrenaline in my
All right,
soul. Every fight out of control.
I have to say,
Adrenaline.
I have said for months that all I wanted to see is a hologram,
Hologram.
a crappy hologram of the
Of the
Nightmare Tattoo. they disappointed me again because the hologram was great. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God damn it! I wanted it to be horrible, but it was great. Why couldn't it be like Roman Reigns or Undertaker? Why? But no,
Roman Reigns' hologram just looks like he's about to.
No, no, no. But the one over the stadium, it looks like he was just like staring in the microwave or something. Like, that was hilarious. Like over the stadium, like why?
why? Yes,
He's
why? Why?
he's literally like the hologram's watching the match. He's like, "Holy, what the fuck is this?"
Uh, but no. So I'll recap this because this is the one where I went, wow. He Seth comes in. Seth is over because they all singing to his great team music. I have a lot of complaints about the current team music of most wrestlers, but Seth's team music is great, right? They all then he comes in, he does his whole Joker shtick. He's playing the worst Joker, which is Jared Leto, because let's face it, that would get heat. But then I remember that the timing was great. The moment he threw his jacket is when
The
the
pyro went off.
pyro
Pyro
went
went
off, and then the big deal isn't so much Cody Rhodes. It's American Nightmare Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes.
The thing is, Cody Rhodes convinced WWE to let him use his AEW character.
Yep.
That
And
the Cody Rhodes returning didn't pop me. What popped me was adrenaline. It was so, and the Cody Vader also
Co-
going to
oh,
WWE as
but
well.
Cody
Cody
Vader.
Vader on Raw was so
No,
bad.
let's not talk about that. Let's
Oh
not.
my god.
His head was popping up.
Oh my god. I
I
I
saw
don't
that was so funny.
I know they didn't have time for it, which is fair enough because they're busy with Wrestlemania weekend. It was so bad. That's what I wanted from the hologram. That's how bad I wanted it. But no, they had to make it beautiful. They had to make it the best hologram of the lot. Why? Why do you disappoint me, WWE? But despite that, that match was great. I reckon. I mean, next to the pop and him coming in, the Cody Vader and wrestling has I work at one
Has
ano-
more than
than
one
one royal
royal
family or
family.
whatever crap that it comes out of him in auto tuned, but it was yeah, I think it was him in auto tune, but essentially the match itself was great because not only did he do Cody Rhodes, he did Dusty Rhodes because this run is for Dusty.
Yes.
Previous run was for with AEW was for AEW and 1 year of playing with the golden shovel. But this run was for
Codyverse.
for Dusty. As an AEW fan, I am a bit sad that because the honeymoon is over for AEW, that one EVPs left. But I am really happy for Cody. I just hope we don't see Brandy. Because that would just be a mood killer. Brandy is great on Instagram. Okay. And Rose at the top. But I thought that was an amazing match. Obviously, Seth Rollins can work with anybody. You give him a mop like you gave Triple H a mop a few years ago, and he could probably work the mop. And yeah, Seth Rollins, and for me, that match was the match of the night. I thought it was gonna
Yeah.
be his wife Becky, but it was for me that match of the night. Philbert, thoughts? You're wearing the
Right,
super
so
kick. You're wearing the super kick club shirt. So yeah.
oh no, no, don't get me wrong. I am legit happy for this
Mm-hmm.
because everyone there were still some AEW fans who were denying that no way it's just a work. Cody's coming back to AEW. Like, nah, bro, he's on WWE now,
No,
and
I still say it's work. He could win both titles, win Money in the Bank, and still be a work. I still
oh,
say that.
so he's going to win Money in the Bank and cash in on AEW.
He's
Yes.
gonna
Ooh,
he's
that'd
gonna
be funny.
he's gonna win both the WWE and Universal Championship, win Money in your bank, and then he's gonna cash it in on Hangman Page.
No, he's gonna catch it in on when Sammy wins the TNT title.
Sammy Guevara?
Yeah, wins the TNT
Oh,
title again because
oh
yeah,
no, not again.
because
Nah,
Oh.
he
uh,
needs he needs to turn, like, Cody needs to turn heel,
yeah.
man. In
Anyway,
AEW.
Phil, but continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So the match was fantastic. Like like it's not like a high risk match and everything. There is like some high spots, but it flowed well. The timing was well, pacing was well. Some slow spots for breathers, some like fast spots, and the fact that it took like multiple crossroads to win, that was nice. I didn't wanted it to be like a one crossroad, one finisher out of nowhere or what. Like
Yep.
show that you mean it. Show that you mean something on this return.
Show us.
Okay, he's
Show
not gonna
us
do
the.
one.
Show us Cody, not Stardust.
Yeah, he
Speaking of
did the Stardust
Stardust,
flip,
he
but
did. Yeah,
he did
he
the
did
cartwheel.
that.
Yeah, he
He
did.
did that.
I didn't mind to if we saw a bit of Stardust, but don't show us Stardust. I
Well,
imagine if he did
You
come
know
out as
what?
Stardust.
You want to know what is so much better?
Yeah.
As he popped out the Cody Vader, he has the Stardust paint.
No, no. If he came out in Goldust.
Oh,
Dustin will go. What? Dustin will go. What the fuck is this? Anyway,
shattered
sorry.
dreams.
Philbert, so please continue. Philbert is frozen.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Favorite. Okay, that's fine now.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for that.
No worries.
All right, so I'm really looking forward to like Cody's run. Like I think next feud is going to be with the Miz. I'm not sure it's going to be a feud or just one match on Raw, but I like how every match that he has, right, they're announcing it as a big deal.
They're
Yeah.
trying
Or-
to. They're finally trying to make a star. That's not.
Ah,
That's not head of the table or the beast incarnate.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not head the table or the beast incarnate. It's it's the
American Nightmare.
Yeah. I mean,
AKA the man with the ugliest tattoo on his neck.
Oh my god.
wait till they make him get a name change.
Oh.
I'm gonna say I'm disappointed about that too. Despite me hating it, I'm also disappointed it's still there because I thought the reason that it took him so long is was getting tattoo removal surgery.
No, he
Then-
was getting it enhanced.
No,
It was sharper.
imagine
The color was clearer.
Vince said, "Pal, get that off your freaking neck."
He's like,
You're
"What do you-"
fine.
yeah, I imagine the meeting with Vince was like, welcome back, Stardust. That's like, my name's Cody Rhodes now. Damn it, I can't make you use the Stardust gimmick because of that stupid tattoo.
What the hell's on your neck?
Is that spider?
It's the adrenaline in my soul.
And we're back to that.
I'm sorry, it was the perfect timing.
Oh, great! That was great, Alan.
Just
Now
make
that-
it your podcast like theme song or something.
With me singing it. Now, Alan, go ahead.
That was one of the matches that I watched because when I saw I think I saw the results on the the official website for WWE. It's like, oh wow, they actually did bring back Cody, so it's very like I said, it's very surreal because it's like you don't expect him to make a comeback, and then when you actually see it happen, it's like, ooh, okay, and then how it is, and then he actually goes over in his match, and he actually, like you said, he gets to keep his gimmick, he is not. He's not just Cody Rhodes. He's not going to be Stardust. He's not dashing. He is literally the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And like Phil said, was a very good technical match, except for the part where Cody nearly broke his neck on that moonsault.
What? Wait, what? Seriously?
Yeah, how he jumped was it was like sideways instead of like
Oh
backwards.
yeah, it
Yeah.
looked more like a crossbody.
Yeah, backwards crossbody, but they made it look like it transitioned to like a pin. Was like, okay, well, not good execution, but like a good end result, I guess. But no, like,
Perk Rhodes. Call me Perk Rhodes.
but yeah, just the storytelling in the match, and I think Brian Zane said it's not nice that he did 3 crossroads because it's like oh, that means that it's gonna take that much to defeat someone. I thought, no, this is WrestleMania. Like you need to, like Phil said, you need to prove a point. So it's like 3 crossroads, 1 bionic elbow to bring down Seth freaking Rollins. I think it was a good match. It was a very good match.
Yeah.
So Brian Zane got work into a shoot, essentially.
But yeah,
it was
also,
just his
wait,
opinion.
also another thing. Imagine when the lights went out. Instead of it being Cody Rhodes, it was Bray Wyatt.
No, money.
No.
Dollar.
People are wondering about that.
Yeah.
When
Oh
those
wait,
rumors came
wait.
out,
I
I
just
laughed.
wait. I just had a thought. What if what if Shane McMahon was the feed?
Oh,
Oh, he comes out
oh.
catching flies in his mouth.
All right, I'm gonna jump really quickly. Let's talk about the worst match of the night, next to Happy Corbin, and for me the worst match of the night. Get somebody with go away heat against somebody who wants to go away. It is Charlotte and Ronda.
Uh,
That match was the worst. Dude,
I heard. Please.
okay, the thing is, the match went okay, and then the finish was literally, ref, get up, you knocked out, get up, and then Charlotte is like, all right, big boot to the face, 1, 2, 3, all right, bye. You can't okay. Okay, the whole story for that match was that I'm gonna make Charlotte submit, or like I'm gonna be the first person to make Ronda Rousey submit to a submission. And WWE decided, well, we can't make Ronda look weak. We can't make Charlotte look weak. So let's just put a finish where everybody looks weak.
Yep.
By like it's not even like a test big boot too. It's just like boot to the face. All right, that's over. Goodbye, everybody.
I
Like,
I'm gonna say that these two matches, Rhodes Rollins and Flair Rousey, is the problem with WWE. We know they can do Rhodes and Rollins for every single show, but they don't. They just put that their show is the a lot of their shows are focused on making it the quality of Flair and Rousey, and that's why a lot of people lose hope with WWE. They still watch Mania, but the TV shows have been that level. So that is the issue with WWE. Don't you guys agree?
mm,
Philbert?
like they could do so much more,
Yep.
but well, as Punk said, Vince should have been a billionaire instead of a millionaire.
Yep.
So
He's a billionaire now after releasing 200 wrestlers. So yeah, that's a business acumen for you. Philbert, go ahead.
Oh dear.
All right, so basically, like, of course, WrestleMania needs matches like Flair and Rousey, like those low subpar matches. You know why? Because let's say the previous match was a banger, the crowd is tired,
Yep.
they need a moment to rest. Then you can use that match. My only problem was they decided to make Rousey versus Flair that match.
They could have put Corbin there.
Yeah,
what's even
exactly.
what's even worse? It was for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
why?
They could have put Corbin there.
And the match was lame, to be honest. I skipped through it actually, like after the horrible
I
start.
just I
I
just
just
look
looked
at my
towards the
Oh.
phone.
end sequence,
I
and the end sequence also was horrible. So like, nah,
Yep.
I can't comment much on that. So I'm just gonna say like, yep, it was not my taste, and they should have used a different match to make it as a breather for the crowd.
All right.
Alan.
Alan.
Hey, I haven't watched it, but I kind of want to watch it just to see how bad it was. I think what I heard was Ronda like didn't sell an ankle lock, and that kind of pissed people off or something. I can't remember what the story was, but yeah, no, I haven't watched it. I want to watch it just to see how bad it is, but I heard it was not good.
Now you watch it. Watch Promo Joe. Promo Joe do it. Promo Joe is this guy who does satire. Just watch his like 30 seconds of it, then you're done. That's pretty much it. All right,
Okay.
last one. This was the match.
Kevin Owens
This
show.
was not the match of the night, but this was the moment of the night. Come
Best
on,
moment of the
Stone
night.
Cold came back. Like it was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Not
You
just
know,
came
you know
back.
the best part about it? He took a bump on the cement floor. And then he took a bump on the stage. He's what? What? He's like he's
60
up there
something.
in age. Yeah, he's up there in age. And this man said, "All right, time for me to break my back on the cement floor. Time for me to risk breaking my neck on WrestleMania to pop the boys."
No, it's not so much it's up there in age. It's the fact that he has not wrestled in 19 years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the
Like that
thing.
like Sting has been wrestling all this time, and so has
Yeah.
Dustin, but he has not wrestled. So that was like wow. Philbert.
All right, so Stone Cold returning. Of course, it's going to be a big moment. You hear that glass shatter.
Mhm.
No
When
matter
you
how
hear the
shitty a show,
glass, that's your
no,
ass.
yeah, no matter how shitty the show is, the glass cracking will really get everyone on their feet. And him actually like agreeing to do a match that caught me off guard. Like despite the rumors, okay, that actually caught me off guard. The referee is there, bell rung, okay, and he actually puts on a good match. I thought it's gonna be like the typical like okay, retiree comes out, maybe like
It was
a
gonna
Hall of
be The
Famer
Rock
comes
versus Rowan
on. Yeah,
as
exactly.
WrestleMania 32, I think. I
Yeah, it
forgot.
was 32, 6 second match.
The
So
fastest WrestleMania.
yeah, and the match was pretty good. Stone Cold took bumps. The thing that makes it work is because Stone Cold is a brawler.
Yep.
He's not like
Mm.
someone who do flippy moves, someone who's like technical, high flyer. You have someone like that like come back and do a match, of course they're going to lose touch. But
Mhm.
Stone Cold is a brawler. He just has to walk and just throw some punches.
Yeah.
That's why he still
Mhm.
got it. He never looked like he lost anything. He even took the bumps, which was unnecessary, but he just adds on like to the things he's willing to do to push Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Alan?
that's really a good thing.
Sorry, Verbert. Alan?
No, no.
Yeah, that was the other one I watched. I didn't actually watch the KO segment, which I probably should have, but no, I'm surprised that when I saw they brawled over to the crowd, and you see like like I think it was Stone Cold about to flip, or yeah, about to flip Owens, and you see it's like oh no, it's actually the other way around. I was like, he actually took a bump. Holy shit! Then on the stage over there, no, that was good to see Stone Cold actually like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this right, and yeah, they did a pretty good one. They made it was a fun short match that was like okay, let's not like this is the tail end of it. It should be a bigger segment, but like we're near the end of it. Let's just make this a fun thing, and he did. They made it fun.
I,
Also, I
I,
wanted to add on like the part where Stone Cold and Kevin Owens like were riding on the ATV.
oh, that was fun.
I
That was
thought they
so
were
much
going to
fun.
Oh
crash
yeah.
through the stage.
Yeah,
I
For
know.
them
yeah,
to
yeah.
I,
crash
wa-
I
through the
thought that
stage.
I thought
too.
they were going to fall off to the side because
No, yeah, no,
they went a bit sideways.
no. I
Oh no.
I thought Stone Cold was gonna like ride the ATV with Kevin Owens, jump
Into the
off the
LED.
ATV,
Yeah,
and then Kevin Owens would just crash or fall off the stage.
exactly.
Oh no.
They just stopped there like, oh, it was a good moment. But
Um, or
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, Danny.
Yeah, but yeah, like for me, like okay, so the story was that Stone Cold was actually pretty scared to do the match because he was like he didn't feel it yet, like he wasn't fully warmed up. But as it went on,
Yeah.
and as he slowly warmed up, he was like, "All right, you know what? I feel good. Let's actually go." I guess that's why he kept drinking so many Steve Weisers as the match went on. It was literally just him like beating up Kevin Owens. All right,
yeah,
That
I
I
imagine the. Oh, sorry. I
sorry, Velvet.
imagine the match. I imagine the match like goes on like maybe they decided to have a short match, but Steve just like is on too many beers and just told Owens like suplex me onto the concrete. Like what? Do it.
I mean, the thing is, Kevin Owens is a safe worker, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you can trust him with that. That the and the thing is like Owens, oh not Owens, Stone Cold didn't even need to take those bumps. He
yeah,
took them because he wanted to, and he wanted to make sure that the crowd was happy with the match. You know, send the crowd happy and make sure that everyone had a good time.
Okay, just really quickly. Yeah. That was night one, and I thought that night one was fun. I thought night one
Yeah,
was
it
was a
was.
great match because now we're moving to night two. We don't
wait,
even
we're
have
not gonna talk about the stunners, the Vince stunner.
no
Oh,
night two.
that one
Oh,
is
that's
night
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 two.
two.
That
two.
one is night two.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay,
my
but
god.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
Botchamania, Botchamania.
but there's a lot. But before we do that, Danny, it's 7 o'clock. Are you okay to continue because you need to break your fast?
Uh, yeah, I think I might have to go soon actually.
No problem. When you go,
Oh, well, what about Alan? Is he staying?
I
you
will.
you
I can
have a
talk to my family quickly.
you have to head off at 9 o'clock, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't think it's good. We're not gonna go on until 9 o'clock, are we?
Well, we still have EEW.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So, Philbert.
I'm not really sure because maybe 7:30 like
Or
that I may have to go. So
all right. How about this? We finish night two. and maybe we do AEW sometime this week.
We'll see.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Cool. I'll talk to you guys about scheduling it, but we'll then I'll do two videos. This video and sometime this week I'll do AEW.
Night
Uh,
1, night 2, nice.
Okay, so night. Yep, night one exactly. Right. Let's move to night two really quickly. Okay. First match, Acre Bro. Oh, there's a lot of people here. Versus the Street Profits and Alpha
Versus-
Academy.
Yeah, Alpha
with
Academy.
with a cameo with by Chet Gable. All right, this was a fun match for me. Very quickly, nothing of note, no real storytelling. RK Bro are stars, even though I hate the whole that bad snake hologram. That's what I wanted with Cody Rhodes. What's
Yeah,
wrong with you,
exactly.
WWE? All right.
I was like, why is the Viper trying to like hurt the Broper?
Long-term storytelling.
Oh,
Oh, somebody's gonna turn heel.
It's not. I hope it's Riddle. But yeah,
exactly.
I like honestly, I don't have much to say about about that match. It was a fun match to
It was a
watch,
fun. Yep.
and it was also a good way to kind of put over Gable Stevenson.
Actually, for
You
me,
see, you see here, you see for me, the true match I want to see is Chad Gable versus Gable Stevenson. Whoever loses has to lose their Gable name. So it'll be Chad or Stevenson.
Oh no.
oh, imagine him going around and just chat. That would be great. Better than
Shorty Chad.
better than
Shorty
Gunter
G.
Stark or I am a Nazi or whatever the other guy's name is. All right.
Ludwig Kaiser.
Big
Uh,
Kaiser.
no. But no, for me the funniest was when they were about to drink with Alpha Academy and then with Gable Stevenson and Chet Gable pushes it down and the rest of them going, oh, okay, he's in trouble.
Randy-
he's a
Randy
dumb
Orton-
fuck. I'm leaving.
Randy Orton has the funniest reactions. You don't see like he's usually just like emotionless most of the time, but then you see him, he's like,
Ooh, yep, he's really hilarious.
So that's why he's so good, because you don't expect it out of him.
Yep.
He has emotionals, but when he does
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, when
full
he
of
when-
call
emotion.
back, call back to when he did like a mid air split after RKOing Mark Henry.
yeah,
Oh.
that was great. All right, Alan.
Outwork everyone.
Alan, did you get to watch this match?
I did not, but I heard it actually was a very fun match. And Riddle doing that like super RKO on Montez.
Oh,
Ford,
that
was
was
it?
great. Yeah, that was great. Montez Ford can sell.
Montez
Yeah.
Ford is
Oh.
good.
Montez
is
Ford
good.
Montez Ford needs needs a mid card push, man.
Yep.
Look, you want to put the IC title on somebody? Montez Ford. But can we just keep it like as in like it's like a New Day thing where like like Montez Ford and what's the other guy's name?
Angelo
Angelo
Dawkins.
Dawkins.
Angelo Dawkins, yeah. Like, can we have it where like those guys are together, even when they're going after singles titles? It's more like I'm supporting you, buddy. I'll be there for you no matter what. And like I wish all the success for you. I want that. I don't want them to break up. Street Profits are like the best tag team out there, like other than the New Day. And I hope, like, I really do hope that they go down the route where, like, New Day, where the New Day don't break up, yet they still go for tag for singles gold when they can.
All right.
I want that.
All right, Philbert's on the phone, so I'm gonna skip really quickly because we okay. Philbert, anything you want to say about this match, or should we skip it really quickly?
Sorry. Yeah, I loved the match actually.
Yeah.
It was
It
a
was-
great way to start Mania again.
It was
Crowd
fun.
was hot.
Yep.
Like Riddle doing the super RKO, like the crowd were really into it. Everyone was like into it. But one thing I don't like was the introduction to Gable Steve.
Yeah.
Like, because they're dragging it too long, like he's losing all
Yeah.
the hype.
Yep.
And when he
Momentum.
appears, right, he should have done something like over the top to make everyone remember him. But after he like knocked down Chad Gable,
Yep.
what he did, he was a charisma vacuum. In fact, he was just going to the ropes, like not even like pushing the ropes properly, like just like touching it, just like
I was
feeling
like,
the rope.
yeah. I was actually hoping that he was gonna pull a Batista and be like,
Yeah, exactly. Like he just like feels the tension of the rope. Then he's just like, just come on, add more charisma into it. But
uh,
Speaking
it's a
of
good-
charisma,
I want him to break his neck and say, I want a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
Oh dear.
okay. Speaking of charisma vacuums, let's go to match 2 with Omos.
Almost.
Wait,
Obviously.
You know,
mind if I
okay,
go
okay,
AFK
here's
for a
the
while?
thing.
Sorry.
All right,
Yeah, it's
Philbert, go
cool.
ahead.
It's fine.
No, because it's raining. I got to bring in some clothes.
Oh,
You know.
Go
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 ahead.
go.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
But
Sorry
yeah,
for that. I'll be right
on
back.
it,
All right.
like yeah. But yeah, like again, I got nothing much to say about Omos and Bobby Lashley. It was a fine match,
Yep.
really. It was a good way to keep Bobby Lashley look dominant. And the thing is, like, oh, like people are saying, oh no, Omos is buried now. It's like Omos has been untouchable since his debut. I think a former WWE champion being able to beat Omos is fair
Yep.
enough, right? Like it's Bobby Lashley we're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
the same guy that literally came back to have a feud against Sami Zayn about his sisters. So it's totally fine for Bobby Lashley to beat Omos, especially spoilers now that Omos and MVP are together instead of Bobby Lashley and MVP.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't have much to say about this. So for me personally, it was a fine match. Nothing of note to say, to be honest. What about you, Alan?
I heard it was a meh match, so meh.
How about
So,
you, Bob?
well, very meh. Very, very meh. I'm like,
Actually, wait.
yeah.
There's one thing I wanted. There's one thing I want to note that I just noticed. Both the second matches on night one and night two featured a WWE champion.
Ah, that is true. Both
Be,
both Bobby
be,
Lashley and McIntyre.
beating the whole go away heat.
Exactly.
Almost doesn't have go away heat.
Oh, I want him to go away. I find him a charisma vacuum.
He has no he
He's
has
a
no
no,
heat.
no he's a big man. He's like the great Khali.
But you see, say what you want about CYN. At the very least, Adam Scher, aka Strowman, had no go away heat. People
No,
love
because
him.
Braun Strowman, he
Yeah,
can wrestle
and he
and
has
he has
charisma.
character.
Charisma.
Uh,
His program with
I'm
Alexa Bliss was so much fun.
Yeah, dude, I'm still so mad that they got rid of Braun Strowman. Like, why?
And now we have
Like,
CYN. Adrenaline in my soul, anti-vax narrative controlled.
no, the better way could have been narrative in my control.
No, if you guys don't know, at CYN, when you win a match, it's not a winner. It's
It's
He
he
controlled his narrative.
X
Oh
controlled his
yeah.
narrative.
and I'm like, what? Ooh, what? What the fuck?
Just
That
cinematic
was
match,
that was
cinematic match the promotion,
I can't.
basically.
One day we have to watch a CYN show.
Oh, that's
Chinese
Oh,
torture.
see,
That's torture.
I was about I was really about to call it CNY. Chinese New Year.
And in Chinese New
Chinese
Year,
New
we get
Year.
oranges. This we get bullshit. Anyway, Philbert, we were just talking about the charisma vacuum that is almost versus Bobby and Leslie.
I kind of want almost to succeed, but
Yeah.
I feel it was too soon for him to be on the main roster. Like, was he even in NXT?
Nope.
Was he even?
Nope.
Yeah.
His
Nope.
first appearance was on that Raw Underground thing.
Oh yeah. Wasn't that?
Which was
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
CYN.
Yeah.
That's where CYN comes from. And
Shane
I've been
McMahon. Shane
yeah.
McMahon is secretly the promoter of CYN.
oh,
The contract does say McMahon, but the contract says Shane McMahon. That's right. I bought CYN.
Shane YN. Shane YN. Change your narrative.
Shane your narrative.
All right, continue, Philbert. Sorry.
Yeah, but I wish I have much to say about this, but I don't. I really don't because almost like I mean he is a big guy. Like they need big guys, but he still has he's a charisma vacuum. So
He's
even
still
Bobby
green.
Lashley couldn't carry him in that match. Like I mean, despite literally like knocking him down off his feet, but he could not like carry him throughout the match. Like and what was that finisher? The sideways spear. Like it looked like a botch more than a modified spear. Like, I
Oh,
know they want to
no,
try
actually,
something
like
different.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there are like people like I don't know if it's outside WWE or in WWE, but there are also people who are using the spear. Like instead of spearing them to the stomach, they're spearing from the side, from
The
the
rib.
spine.
Yeah.
It's even more apparent like later on with Roman and Brock. But we'll get to that later,
Yeah.
of
Yep.
course.
But
Or sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I just wanted to add like the commentators even mentioned that oh it's a modified spear. It's even like something like more
It's
dangerous.
even
Like
more devastating. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, like the thing is, you fold like this, which is fine. I don't think anyone can fold like this. You know
Yeah,
that I mean
exactly.
that like a man's spine should not
Bend
bend.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, as
So
Jr.
because
likes to say.
in wrestling, like you have to make it look painful, not make it painful.
That's which is
That sideways
I
play
guess
wasn't
I
doesn't
guess
look good.
Bianca and Becky didn't get the memo then.
no. Mean in the meantime, Shane does the exact opposite. His punches don't look painful at all, but apparently he's the
Yeah, the
most.
boxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has the most than everybody. He has more than Lesnar's punches when he's working. Anyway, so I don't have a lot to say about that. I'm gonna jump into a match which okay, I
Is
I'm
this
too,
the Jackass match?
I'm too old to like Jackass anymore. And to be honest, for me, this could have been SummerSlam, and this spot could have gone to somebody else. But I know some people who enjoyed it. Philbert,
Yeah, you saw me clapping earlier. I enjoyed it.
yep,
Yeah,
you
It was a
enjoyed it.
fantastic match. Like I wasn't I I've never watched Jackass. I'm not familiar with Jackass at all. So I
same.
don't know if I'm out of touch or anything. So the
No.
Johnny Knoxville came on like with the superhero costume at Royal Rumble.
Yep.
I was like, okay, maybe this guy is a fan, but let's see how he can work. Rumble, we didn't get to see much of it, but in this match, oh my god, it was fantastic. The minute they mentioned it was going to be anything goes, right? They didn't mention no holds barred or no disqualification, just anything goes. I know it was going to be some kind of like game show kind of thing, like prank show
Yeah.
or what, but they did it so well. I loved it.
Yeah, I have
Minus
that.
from minus from the giant like mousetrap, which was like so filmsy.
It
The
was.
yeah, that dude, that giant mousetrap. Like, okay, so here's the thing. So that thing was supposed to go off, but then Johnny Knoxville was like, "Oh shit, it's not going off,"
Yeah,
and then he's like trying to fiddle around with it. The thing literally goes up, it hits
it's
Knoxville, and then
yeah.
he
Then
gets
it goes
off,
down.
and then it goes to Sami Zayn. It's like that was like a
Yeah.
really janky finish, but
They should have changed
overall,
the finish to be honest,
yeah,
because that was a weak finish. But the match overall was fantastic. I enjoyed it, especially like Pee Wee Herman like slamming
yeah,
the.
Pee Wee Herman.
How was that
Hey,
possible? He having his
hey,
Andre
people.
moment there.
Uh,
People are talking about Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Nah, the real moment is Pee Wee Herman
Yeah,
slamming Sami Zayn onto
that's
the onto
not
the
that's
mat.
not Pee Wee
The body
Herman.
slam hurdle. No,
Pee
no, we
Wee
man,
Man.
we
Pee Wee
man.
Herman is somebody
we
totally different.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow, Pee
see.
Wee
I
we
told you
Herman is
man.
the
I'm
way.
out of touch with Jackass. I
Oh,
even
I
watched that.
At least you're not Vince McMahon.
I liked Jackass when I was 12. I grew out of it. That's how.
Yeah,
Like
Jackass not my
That
thing.
I like ECW when I was 12. I grew out of it as well.
Basically, it's like my dad told me about Hulk lifting Andre. I'm gonna tell my kids about Wee Man lifting Sami Zayn.
yes, the body slam
Oh
heard
God.
around the world.
uh, all right, Alan.
I watched it. I thought it was an okay match. I could definitely see why people enjoyed it. It was just like
It's fun.
it. This was the stupendous match.
Yes.
The stupidly tremendous
Yeah,
match.
this is the best like term for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a very fun match. It was like they got their stuff in here and there. It was very wacky, very I
It was
think that
very sports entertainment.
yeah, it was very sports entertainment. I thought it was okay. It wasn't really something like like I think a lot of people are hyping it up for me, and then I watched it. It's like, yeah, it's all right. I thought it was a fun match.
Yeah.
All right, the next
Yep.
match.
Wait. I just want to add one more thing. Just like how Owens and Austin was moment of the night, the Jackass match was also moment of the night. And it also helps that Owens and Sami Zayn, they went on Twitter and said that
Ah,
they enjoyed the WrestleMania matches too. So that's one plus as well.
Are you sure it's not the botch stunner?
What?
That's not the moment of the night. The botch stunner.
Oh yeah,
No. I mean, no. That no. I mean, the it's like the
The
entertainment match of the
plan of
night.
moment of the night.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on
All
now
right.
to the next match.
I'm gonna be really quick. For the next one, I'm gonna go. These four. Every woman on here should be a champion or should be pushed. Sasha
Yeah.
Banks, Naomi, Carmella, Queen Zelina, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Natalia, and Shayna Baszler should all be running their own division of WWE. And it was a great match. Very quickly, Philbert.
overall great match.
Yep.
But yeah, I was a fan of that match. It was well done. I'm kind of sad that Rhea and Liv didn't win.
Yep.
Wanted them to win, but I can see that they're building more stuff for them, so that's great. I have nothing bad to say about this match, but one plus point would be Zelina actually getting the voice of Madara Uchiha in her intro. Yeah. All hail
He's
the
a big
queen.
anime fan, so
Yeah.
that's
Queen Zelina.
true.
Yeah. She's not just anime, like just Naruto specifically. Like I think she recently got a Neji tattoo on her ankle.
Like you guys have not seen Dune. I have not seen. I don't watch a lot of anime, so I have no idea what you're talking
Bro,
about.
Naruto, it's Naruto. Everyone watches it.
I don't.
Oh damn. I'll
Oh
just
my
like leave.
gosh,
I'll just
Phil! These look at these disgusting people. They don't watch
You don't watch The
Naruto.
yeah.
Godfather. Shut up.
Right, God, hey, I'm too young for Godfather.
All right,
At least
Alan.
I have an excuse.
Alan,
uh,
quickly.
I haven't watched the match, but it's one of those things where it's like I feel like there's too many people in one match, and they just decided let's just pile on everyone, which is usually those matches don't go well. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I've never watched it. I didn't see it, but hey, good for Naomi and Sasha for getting one over.
I love Sasha as a person. I have a huge crush on her because I like shorter women. I, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
Fuck that.
carry. I can carry her, and she can kick my ass. Everything I want in bed. Now, Danny. I know you're about to break fast, so yeah.
Uh, it's an
Another
okay match.
6 minutes.
That's
Yep.
all I'll say.
Yep.
One. Oh yeah, another thing. Carmella and Corey Graves ain't gonna have a
Oh, I
good
hate that.
time at the wedding now.
I hate that program. I hate everything about Carmella and Corey Graves.
Okay, here's the thing. At least they're heels.
Yeah.
Can't say the same thing about Sammy Guevara and
Oh
taking on
yes.
Gable.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
That I don't know which is worse, but at the very least, Carmella and Corey are heels. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
agree.
let's move
Uh,
on to the next match.
Next match, great match, great technical masterpiece for me. Not something WWE fans are used to. AJ Styles.
I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed in that match. They thought it was gonna be like a 5-star match. You see, the thing is, people had to realize Edge is old. AJ is also getting old. His body is not what it used to be, so he's not gonna pump out 5-star matches out of his ass. So yeah, and I guess another thing that people were really mad about was that that match wasn't like that match was really just to be the start of the feud between AJ and Edge, I guess, or like at least the start for Edge's Ministry of Darkness faction.
It just brewed.
But the new brood.
Alan.
But yeah, I don't have much to say about that match. It was good. One thing I'll say is that AJ needs to be mindful of where he's walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like wondering why the heck is he already bleeding? Did
He
his
do a
clothing get
Goldberg backstage.
snagged?
Yep.
No. Like I thought his clothing got snagged, but somebody told him, "Hey, watch out for the stage. That thing is super low." He's like, "Okay." Walks out. Boom. Oh shit.
And
Oh
then
yeah, that is super low.
And then funny enough, they told Pat, five people had to tell
Yeah,
Pat,
yeah.
watch out for the stage. And he goes, okay, watch out for the stage, okay. Because Pat is tall anyway.
Yeah.
Ellen, did I ask you already? I can't remember.
Well, you just about asked me. I heard it was a technical, like a very good technical match. I have not watched it. I want to watch it.
Philbert?
For their ages, it was a fantastic match. Like
For the
got-
edges.
yeah, it was a WWE style 5-star match. It's not like Dave Meltzer style. No high spots. It was a
cares about
WWE
Dave
style.
Meltzer?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Amen to that. It was a great match. I really enjoyed it. I expected more to be honest, but can't complain. It was a great match.
I think it's because I watched more AEW than WWE that I really enjoyed that match because it was a technical match now.
It was a refresher from AW style of matches.
Yep, and also because it's just nice to watch. It just reminded me of Kurt Angle era
Yes.
matches. All right, I'm gonna jump really quickly to the filler
Pat
match.
McAfee.
Nope.
Is it?
That's not a filler match. That's a great match. Sheamus and Rich Holland versus the New Day. That was like 4 minutes.
I think we can skip this.
They literally added that last minute and then
Yeah.
Sheamus won. That's it. The
That's
end.
it.
Move on.
Yep.
There-
This
that-
this
there's
is the
nothing-
matches.
th-
This
th-
match
there's nothing
meant
much to sorry. There's nothing much to talk about it because it again it was literally added last
Too
minute.
quick.
Yep.
And honestly, I'm fucking pissed off that the New Day lost in that fashion. Oh, we're gonna pay tribute by wearing singlet outfit like Big E does, and it's the same outfit that Big E wore to
Yep.
won the WWE Championship too.
And then 4
And
minutes.
Kofi went on his podcast saying that I don't like wearing singlets, so we'll see how that goes. And they wore it in tribute to Big E, and then they lost like in quick fashion. It was like,
Philbert,
why?
you hated that
Yeah.
match.
basically this match was built for the pre-shows, but somehow it was up in on the upper main card. This match was supposed to be a night one, but they ran out of time
Hmm.
apparently. So that's why it got slaughtered here.
Because adrenaline ran through everyone's soul.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, everybody had to do it one time. I think everybody has to do it one time.
Yeah.
Oh, this song is going to be like the wrestling version of Rick Roll, you know?
Yes, it is.
Oh
Oh, have
no.
you been to Square Circle?
Like,
Oh,
everyone
no.
just says adrenaline in my
Im-
soul.
imagine,
Insert something here, Cody Rhodes.
imagine if this comes out. Adrenaline in my soul. Brandy leaves Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
I hope nothing happens to them. They are a very
no.
happy couple.
No. Knock on wood twice.
Yes,
Knock on wood
Yeah.
but
twice.
but that would happen. If,
No.
that would happen if that happened. That
They
somebody
would
would.
make a joke by that somehow.
So Philbert, continue.
Yeah, I have nothing really much to continue. That match was. Let's just bury the match.
Alan,
That match was stupendous minus the enders.
Alan, I don't know if you've seen it, but don't watch it.
Okay,
one wasn't
next
planned
match.
to.
Let's go on to the next match.
The two matches, one that we were looking forward to because I think Pat is fantastic as a commentator, as a person. I don't watch American football, but I love him as a person. And he really sold this match. He sold everything. He sold his intro. Seven Nation Army was wonderful. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory and then Mr. McMahon. All right. But
Okay.
that versus Austin Theory I thought was amazing. Austin Theory is a star because he made Pat look like an even bigger star. And yeah, I didn't like that McMahon won through shoulder tackles, but I love the worst stunner in the world. There was the worst, funniest stunner, and and it looked like when he was both of them were down on the floor. It looked like Splash Mountain when people are
Oh, yeah.
like they were going. It was great because it was also wet with beer.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Alright,
I mean,
Eddie.
okay. I'm gonna quickly go through it. Amazing match. If anyone has watched Pat McAfee in NXT against Adam Cole, they know that he's good. It also helps that he's actually passionate about the product too.
Yep.
Best part of SmackDown. Period. He literally elevates Michael Cole to a level. This is basically Taz and Cole,
Yeah.
except Taz is not there to beat the shit out of Cole with the Kata Hajime. But yeah, Pat did really well. A lot of people hated the McMahon Pat match, but I think it was entertaining. Literally when Vince took off the jacket, I was like, this man is jacked.
He still is Jack.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean it wasn't gonna be a fun match, and honestly, it's not like Pat got buried. It's literally Vince.
Yep.
Like
No.
Vince wasn't Vince won. Whatever. Pat is still over.
I didn't mind. I just wish it was more than just shoulder bumps. It could have been a couple of close lines.
He's
a
a, he's
couple
an
of,
old he's an
yeah,
old man.
which is
He's
fair.
70
which is
years
fair,
old.
Which is fair, but I think they could have worked into something. But that's just me griping.
That
and I'm I'm
like
nitpick-
he didn't win. He didn't win with the shoulder tackles. He won with a football kick into Pat McAfee's stomach.
But that shows how good it is that I'm nitpicking on details. Yep.
And then of course, like Vince was celebrating, and then Austin Theory music plays. Vince is like, oh, what was that? it's like, bro, that's not the
Wrong
other
Austin.
Austin.
Wrong Austin, bro.
all right, Philbert.
All right, so
No, wait, I still have a little bit more to say. Wait, okay, so like Austin, Austin comes out, Austin Theory best stunner of the night, and then McMahon gave, okay, so the thing is the McMahon stunner, like the cell was a botch, but let's be honest, when we see Vince stunner Stone Cold stunner Vince. When have we ever seen Vince sell the stunner like Scott Hall or Austin Theory?
Oh,
For
fully.
me, that wasn't a botch. That was just another long line of the big man selling the stunner against Stone Cold. It was just another McMahon sell. I don't know if it was. I think it was as bad as the Linda McMahon sell.
Oh my god. Oh god.
oh my god, I thought I forgotten that, but
Oh,
thanks for bringing it up.
Trauma block that. All right,
Yeah, it was a great one, and then of course Pat got stunned. That was a great sell as well. No, low key moment of the night. Pat is like, he's
Phil.
like with the beer. He's like literally knocked out as he's drinking beer after getting stunned, and also Stone Cold in the middle of the ring. Whee! Just airplane
Yeah,
taunt in the
I
middle of the ring.
love
Like
how happy Austin is. He's like that happy
Austin,
uncle.
Austin is just having fun, and that's the most important part because we
Yeah.
all have fun.
Yep. Phil, but
Yeah. So basically, okay, Pat and Austin's match. Fantastic match. A lot of great moments, and come on, Pat McAfee just jumping up to the third rope.
Yeah, he
That was
great.
moonsault.
fantastic.
That
That
was
was fantastic.
that's New Japan stuff, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like the guy is huge. You don't expect him to do these moves, and then there he goes. And also like props to Austin Theory for making him look like a star. Now you can see why Vince McMahon is like picking him as his
Hot over
protege.
heels for Theory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Despite it being a storyline, like you can see like is really like impressed with Austin Theory.
Yep.
So I'm really happy like at such a young age he's picked out by Vince himself. So
Mm-hmm.
even if he leaves WWE, he's set for life basically.
He is. He is.
And also after that, the Vince McMahon match. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he teased like opening his shirt first, and then he closed back, I love how he played with the crowd. And then he opened
Yeah,
it. I'm like, okay, wow, WWE intros like CGI is getting better. Like, oh wait, no, he's really that jacked. Yeah, dude is still jacked at his age. What the hell?
No,
And
he's still at the gym for 3 whole hours. I do 30 minutes and I'm dead.
the guy is built different. And
literally
Yep.
built different.
yeah, as the match goes, I was laughing my ass off when like Vince was just standing there with his hand open and Pat is just literally running into it and just like bumping for Vince.
Yep.
Vince not moving. He's just like standing there. Okay, that was hilarious. Like it's nice to see like them having fun. If Pat had fun, other
Yep.
people don't get to comment about how bad the match is. To be honest, like it's
Yep.
up to him. So it was a great match, and the I also see like Vince McMahon is a huge fan of Orange Cassidy with those kicks he gave to Pat.
Yep.
Did you see like the soft kicks? Like
No,
I was watching it. I just like
I
Orange Cassidy
want
would be proud.
I wanted him to go full OC, like with the hands in the pockets. Oh,
Oh,
imagine that! Vince putting Orange Cassidy over. Jim
oh.
Cornette would have died this weekend.
No,
R.I.P.
I believe he died during the Jackass match.
But no, he would have died during this weekend. And goes, oh no, oh
Not Vince
no, not Vince too. Imagine
Yeah.
OC is all WWE. He would suit that. He would suit
Yeah,
WWE.
exactly.
Yep.
And also that match went on well. The football spot was hilarious, but as a match finisher, like let's just forget about it. The match was okay. Nice to see Vince in the ring again. And the Stone Cold Steve Austin stunner to Austin Theory. The Rock
Yep.
would be proud somewhere. He would probably like congratulate Austin on the sell.
And Pat had to get shell as well.
Oh yes, that was a great sell. His body dropped dead.
Yep.
Like
I love Pat.
fantastic sell.
I love Pat
Vince,
Cell.
yeah. Vince, you can't expect much. Like he's
Yeah.
that age and he's still taking stunners. So please just enjoy it while you can. Like
Yeah. No,
yes.
Okay, okay.
that
Sorry for the interruption, but I'm gonna have to like leave now because
no
I need
worries,
to
no
break
worries.
fast.
All
So
right.
I'm not gonna leave the call. I'll just mute myself and turn off my camera, so like the whole thing doesn't get scrambled over on the
Actually, if you do,
in your OBS.
yep, sure, no problem.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go break fast now. I mean, if you guys are still here, I'll come back. Otherwise,
All right.
yeah.
Thank you, Danny. Everybody,
Yeah.
please follow Danny. You'll find his
Yeah.
link at the
Oh yeah.
bottom of
By
the
the way,
comments.
one more thing to add. The only thing that would complete Austin Theory's run is if he left the WWE and came back with body hair and a beard, aka Drew McIntyre style.
Drew
Remember
McIntyre, Jinder
that?
Mahal.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to go now. See you
All
guys
right.
later.
All
See you,
right, see you,
Danny.
Danny.
See you, Danny.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
We're gonna close off soon, but let's just do the last couple of matches. Of course, he shows Doc Signal. I have to edit that. God damn it, Danny. All right. Alan.
Um, Overall, Pat McAfee is a good worker. It was a good match against Austin. I haven't watched it, but I do want to watch it. McMahon match can't do much about it. Horrible stunner, two good stunners. Yeah, overall nice segment.
All right. We
Okay,
go.
and with
Go.
that,
We
yeah,
go.
sorry.
You
I gotta
gotta go.
go. Yeah, I gotta go get. I'll I'll go drink some water and then I'll come back and just finish off with the Reigns match, and then maybe I'll jump off.
Sure, I'll talk to Philbert about it really quickly
Yeah.
because he has to leave soon as well. All right. Final match, the unexpected bad match of the night. Like, not to say bad, like the downer, like Reigns versus Rollins for the
Rollins?
Rollins, no, Reigns for
Reigns
the
versus Lesnar. Yeah.
for the Championship.
Ooh.
All right, so yeah, what's your thoughts on this?
Okay, for the term Ooh Championship, I would love to see Paul Heyman introducing that title.
The, oh,
Just saying it. The reigning, defending, on Ooh Champion. No.
man, weeps everywhere, just go nuts.
Alright, so for the match itself, Reigns, okay, from their previous two matches, right? It was the same template, right?
Yep.
Brawl in the ring, Lesnar low blow, which is standard in Lesnar matches, the ringside barricade spear, everything is there in the previous two matches. So it's a template. So this match, Reigns comes in with a new character, Lesnar comes in with a new character. Both of them in their previous matches, like with somebody else, they showed they have added moves to their arsenal. Lesnar was more like a face, like bonding with the crowd. Reigns was like a badass heel, like minimal moves but effective. You expect that new character to take place in the match, the new dynamics to bond. But no, they just reuse the same template that they had previously. They start off with signatures and finishers. They start multiple spears, Superman punch, like suplexes, the ringside barricade spear, the low blow, and I believe it would have gotten longer. Maybe there was a bigger spot, but I think Reigns got injured, so that's why they had to call an audible, like end the match quick. But as far as the match before like Reigns injury, like after Reigns injury, we cannot do anything about it. But before the injury, it was the same like the two previous matches. It did not need to happen. I was legit excited for this match, but because of their new dynamics, but no, it's a huge letdown for
Lazy
me.
booking. I don't think it helped that Lesnar was injured. No, Reigns was
Yeah,
injured. Reigns was injured during the match. And then he popped it in after the match. I'm like, what the hell?
oh
That's
yeah,
hardcore. That was hardcore. I mean, the guy beat cancer. Good for him. But that was
yeah.
hardcore.
Guy
Uh,
made cancer botch to him, job to
yes,
him.
he wouldn't put cancer over, which is great. Unlike Hulk Hogan, he wouldn't put the vaccination over. Bro, I would happily sit down and shit over Hulk Hogan for 3 hours on the podcast. We should do that one day. Alan.
Adrenaline in my soul, vaccination in my vein.
Yes, you did it. Silver did it.
Yeah.
Fit the quota. Alan, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been an okay match. Maybe definitely not the best match, but it would have been like, well, it's not something we haven't seen before, but maybe there might have been some sort of difference. Sad that Reigns got injured. Like I think I saw a picture of
Yeah,
like just that back part of his shoulder over there swelling up. It would look really bad. So a shame what happened, but hey, now we got the new UWU champion.
we were talking about that when you were away. The Championship.
The
Yeah.
UWU championship.
Come on, say it.
The UWU championship. The UWU champion of WWE. Dear.
that first came out on Squared Circle and
Yeah,
it got so many upvotes because everybody was laughing because they really did. Despite wanting to be mainstream and stuff, the WWE is so far detached from reality. They didn't even realize that was a thing.
yeah.
Yep. All right, Alan, continue. Sorry.
Not to break the long and short of it. Like I feel like it could have been better. Maybe if it went on a bit longer. Although granted, maybe one were probably tired at the end, so it might not have like popped off as well as other people would think. Shame what happened. Hopefully, Reigns can move on to a different person.
Cody Rhodes probably next year. But all right, so that was WrestleMania. We'll do AEW the March and a bit of April of AEW and Supercard of Honor, yada yada yada. Sometime this week. But thank you so much for spending a couple hours. Sorry to take so much of your time, but as usual with these things, we're wrestling parents. We are marks. We always want to talk about it, and we always love wrestling, bad or good. Usually more good than bad. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Philbert. That has been Alan. No Signal has been Denny. You can follow them on the socials and their Twitch streams down here at the bottom somewhere there. And I have been Bearman Bob. You have been Bearman Bless. Have a great day. And just remember, Bret Hart hates Goldberg. Bret Hart really hates Goldberg. Just remember that. All right. And